I don't want to go there, guys.
Hello.
No.
Hello.
Hey, Twitch. Well, I, for one, hope Lance is around a lot. Yeah, Lance a lot. I hope Lance is around a lot. Yeah, Lance a lot.
Yes, Hellsong from Nerdlandia actually won the benchmark, and we'll be working that out. I think he's going to end up on Tyranny of Dragons. Hellsong.
Jen
And,
says y'all are muted.
Yeah, I was
On the
just going to
Discord.
point that out.
Yeah.
Lee's the
Lee
only
is
one they can
apparently-
hear. Yeah.
Wrong now.
Oh, she just said there he
How
is.
about now? Huh?
Testing. Can you hear us?
Testing, Twitch. Can everybody hear anybody except for Pete?
Can
Or, sorry,
anybody
except
hear Peter now?
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Jen says all good.
But then you need to start over.
Okay. I knew something would go wrong. Like, I was like, oh, it's all working? Good. Okay, well. Hello. And welcome to episode 15 of saveVSgames presents The Curse of Strahd. Before we get into our recap, I'm going to tell you guys about a few things from last week. Sorry. We had a special guest stream this past Saturday. I'll speed it up a little bit. Where guest DM Lance graced us with his presence for the second half of his awesome homebrewed adventure. Rio Lancelot's Round Table will hopefully be back for many more adventures in the near future in the coming weeks and months. We had a great time, and I actually got to play, which was really fun. So thanks, Lance. D&D Play 20 will be running the next episode of Tyranny of Dragons tomorrow night and Out of the Abyss on Thursday. And also, they hit their 30 subs benchmark, and somebody won a chance to play on one of their streams. Pete, did you confirm a winner?
Yes, it was Hellsong.
Awesome.
One of our followers. Hellsong was the username, and he is actually a player on Nerdlandia. So, and he will probably play Tyranny of Dragons, but nothing written in stone yet.
Okay. And for all you podcast lovers, Rimfire might just be your new favorite show. So you should check that out at the link in chat, which I haven't brought up yet. So if somebody can put the chat link in. I
I
guess I
just
should
did it.
open Twitch.
Thank you.
And yeah. So Lee, do you want to say anything more about that, or?
Yeah, Rimfire is a sandbox adventure where we take D&D to the Wild West, and the three companions try to find their way in a land that is both beautiful and hostile, and make some rights in a world that can be a bit callous.
Well said. With hand-picked improv actors who love D&D, so awesome. Check it out. And there's a channel in the Discord there where you can let us know what you guys think. And so last week, without further ado, last week we caught up with Crim and Savorie as they went west toward the werewolf den. Let me see if I can get some ambiance going too. Oh, I didn't share yet, so let's do that too. Is that ambiancing?
It says you're sharing sound, but there's no ambiance.
Give me a second. Oh, that's why.
A little bit lower, yeah.
How's that? Okay. So, as Crim and
A little
Savorie
bit
were heading
quieter.
west toward the werewolf den, they had almost worked out some of their disagreements with the surviving hunter Soldar, who was dead set on revenge for the death of his friend, when they came upon a small river and a bridge. What they did not know is that they were not alone. It seems a pair of forest-dwelling druids and a number of animated trees were waiting there, hoping to ambush some unsuspecting prey. They nearly surprised the small traveling band, and two druids emerged from the water, sticks and mud covering them, wild hair and ragged clothing made of furs and skins. The two wild creatures seemed to command the small trees to attack and surround the party, but Crim with his speed and flight, and Savorie with her own connection to nature, were able to hold them off, and the group almost got through the encounter unscathed. And then, from the skies above them, an absolutely enormous bird with a wingspan of 80 feet descended upon them. It seems a commotion in the area drew its attention, and it made short work of the hunter Soldar as it tore through him, dropping him in just one hit. The massive bird then turned its sights on the pack of wolves that Savorie had summoned, and one by one they started to fall. Crim took the chance to rescue Soldar from the clutches of death as the two had grown closer over the day of traveling together. Crim gave him a healing potion, and Soldar got to his feet long enough to draw the attention of the rock again. The bird tore Soldar's head clean from his body, and then went after Crim. Crim was injured by the bird, and close to death himself, and decided that hiding was his only option. He was able to stay concealed in the bushes of the trees long enough that the rock gave up its search. Eventually the giant bird took Soldar's body and flew away with its next meal, a headless wolf hunter clutched in his talons. Savorie needed the hunter's head as proof of her success. She was tasked by the werewolf pack leader to return with the heads of both of these hunters, who were known for killing many of their pack members. So Crim and Savorie headed west together, in the end juggling the two heads, joyously walking off into the, well, I can't say sunset, but, into the foggy sunset, with a rough plan of introducing Crim to the pack leader when she thought it was safe to do so. The rest of the party, these guys here, have been exploring around the town of Vallaki. They have visited the Blue Water Inn, where they were told the wine supply is only going to last until shortly after the festival. They were asked to check on the next shipment that was late in arrival. They visited the burgomaster's mansion, where they had dinner with the heel of a man and his timid wife. They discussed the upcoming festival, and the Baron asked them to return to him, with proof that someone named Lady Watchter had been conspiring against him. The Baron's son, Victor, did not join them for dinner, instead staying up in his room in the attic. While exploring the mansion, they found Isaac's room was filled with dolls that looked like Ireena, and he is clearly obsessed with her for some unknown reason. When leaving the dinner party, they looked back to see flashes from the attic windows. Investigating those flashes, they learned that Victor was a practicing mage, who was teaching himself magic and trying to create a teleportation spell to escape the mists of Barovia. They also learned he was experimenting on humans with his magic, and using spells like command to get people to do things he wanted them to do. Our band of adventurers decided to dispatch their own justice, and killed the young, self-taught mage after a short little battle.
I think you mean Myra and Chris did.
Yeah, well, sometimes I don't like to single people out. They decided to cover their tracks by desecrating his corpse and casting shatter upon it while it was in the middle of one of his unfinished teleportation circles. Oh wow, we just got a bling. Blood sprayed all over the walls and ceiling as they snuck out of the attic window, managing to conceal themselves enough in the dim light of dusk not to be spotted. The giant crashing sound of the shatter spell was sure to draw the attention of someone. Somehow, they escaped without being noticed. They ended up speaking to Rictavio in private, and after assuring that they were not being listened in on, and using amulets of protection from detection, Midnight and the bard known as Rictavio discussed many things in the stables of the Blue Water Inn. Rictavio confided with her that his real name was Rudolf van Richten, the famous monster hunter. He was in Vallaki trying to infiltrate Strahd's spy networks and trying to keep his disguise going. He knows that Strahd could spy on him, even with his amulet, if someone around him was not protected in a similar way, so he keeps his disguise going to prevent the devil from knowing to watch for him. He suspects that the Blue Water Inn is part of a spy network involving ravens. He also admitted to them that he had once trained an apprentice of sorts, who was part Vistani. He developed a distaste for Vistani people at some point, though, and it seems that him and his apprentice have parted ways. Now he has trained a tiger to attack the Vistani camp during this festival. He seems set on killing these mist travelers and does not trust them one bit. Midnight was also able to learn of her god Lady Ezra, the Lady of the Mists. It seems there is a castle somewhere to the south and slightly west, higher into the mountains, called Argynvostholt. This was the home of the dragon Argynvost, a silver dragon who ran an order of knights. Some of these knights came to him already in the service of their own god, Lady Ezra. Together they found Strahd, but the devil proved too much for them, as Strahd killed the great dragon and chopped its head off. It is said that Argynvostholt will be cursed until the day that Argynvost's head is returned to his keep. Van Richten has not been to the keep yet, and so these are all stories and rumors on what little he has read on the subject. After meeting with Van Richten, Midnight joined the rest of the party at the church, while Ireena was told to stay. The bones of St. Andrew provide a holy protection for all who stay in the church, and some people in town have decided to stay there together at night, feeling safer under the protection of the Morning Lord. Ireena told them she would wait for them here while they traveled to Kresk with her brother's corpse, and tried to restore life to the man. Midnight's magic granted her the ability to preserve Ismark's body, giving them time to find this abbot, the man whose divine magic might be strong enough to return her brother to life. And so, I believe we were sort of leaving the church at night, sort of thing. You guys were planning on heading to, I don't know, were you planning on leaving town?
We had already left the town at the end of last session. We were headed towards the Vistani camp.
Right, okay.
And I'm sorry, the music is still quite loud.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How about now?
Better. Could be a little quieter. That's good. I don't know if you did anything, but it sounds better.
Right. Okay. I did do a little. another 2%. So, I guess we should show the people where you're heading.
I would like to see where I'm heading.
I see
let's
blackness.
Yeah. We got some black screen.
Black screen of death.
Well, that's
We need
because...
torches, I'm assuming.
No.
Just needs to load up the map, I'm assuming.
You just need to be on the map. Oh, not Crim.
Crimson Crimsy Land.
And not Ireena. And not Savorie. Wow, there's only 4 of you today. Okay. So you should be able to see and move yourselves around. I'll ping you down here.
Oh no, did the number get removed from my token?
Oh, it probably did because this is a new token.
Do you remember what the number was? Or
I think it was 4.
can you drag the old token?
It was 4, and then after tonight, it'll be 3.
Okay. Thank you. I'll put the little 4 on there. Boop.
Yeah. So, that was the, oh wait. Everybody see that now? Okay, yeah. So, this is, the Vistani camp, that is outside of town. It is probably just like a 15-minute walk outside of town. You can actually see you're going slightly uphill as you go to the camp, and looking down, you can look over the town of Vallaki and see the fires starting to light, and as dusk is turning into darkness, and this camp is what lies ahead in your distant vision. So do you guys want to discuss anything or anything like that before we walk up there?
Do we have anything to ingratiate ourselves with them? I suppose the knowledge of an impending attack would be enough, but it wouldn't hurt to make a good first impression before we deliver such news.
I mean, I don't have a gift per se, but I've noticed that they tend to be friendlier towards me than most.
I can offer free wine.
Well, that is, I think, will go over very well with them. And,
as long as I have something to pour it in.
Well, I'm sure they'll be able to provide their own chalices. Mira, I know that they have a fancy for music and song. The last few camps we've been to have been very jovial. Perhaps you could win them over before we deliver such dire news. I just feel like 4 people coming out of the mists and being like, hey, a lion is going to attack you tomorrow morning. It seems a little on the nose.
A little specific.
I don't disagree. Let's see what kind of mood they're in, and if they're up for a performance. Not that that's judging anything.
No finer words have ever been spoken. All right, well, let's be off then.
So you guys notice that there's several footpaths that lead to this encampment from different directions, all sort of near Vallaki, but you notice that it's been cut many times, the forest in this area, by traffic coming into this camp. So it's a well-traveled camp. And the woods part to reveal this expansive clearing. A small grass-covered hill with low houses built into its sides. Fog is obscuring most of the details, but you can see that these buildings feature elegantly carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. Atop the hill, above the fog, is a ring of barrel-topped wagons that surround a large tent with a column of smoke pouring through the hole in the top. The tent is brightly lit from within. Even at this distance, you can smell the odors of wine and horses that emanate from this central area. So as you walk up, you basically see that most of the commotion or anything that's in this area is basically in the center area where the wagons are. But there are a few. There's basically one. Looks like a Vistani guard or some kind, standing in front of each of these houses. These little hovels built into the side of the hill. And so, yeah, do you guys want to approach them, or?
So this is probably as close to like a permanent settlement that we've seen the Laki have up to this point. Or
Yeah,
the Vistani
exactly.
have up to this point. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. The Vistani don't generally have any kind of buildings built, so this is rare to see, actually. Yeah.
Okay. As we're walking towards the camp, Mira's going to pull out her deck of tarot cards and just draw a card at random to see what pops up.
When you do that, you feel this this connection happening, because you haven't really played with your cards a lot lately, and reminding yourself that, oh, well, you know, these, you know, the Vistani are connected to the seeing powers and everything, right? When you do that, you get this feeling of almost like a daydream hitting you. You see a man that you sort of recognize his face, but you're not sure who he is at all. It's just such a quick flash of his face that you don't have time to put it all together, really. And then you feel that peace that you feel from having pie, and it washes over you, and all that minute of like, whoa, what was that, is then taken away. And just like waking up from a dream where you just can't quite grasp onto the actual thoughts, it passes. And while it's passing, you see a flash that looks like the last thing you see in that little vision for a second looks like the color, the light from the color of one of those gems, the gem that Arabelle.
Like the greenish glow.
Mira, you've been looking at those cards for quite some time. Well, what's the matter? What did you? Did you get a paper cut?
No, I'm at least I don't think so. No, I'm okay. I seem to. I got a weird flash. I have this weird feeling that there's somebody here that we need to talk to.
I mean, there's a lot of people here. I mean, there's fires, smoke coming out of the chimneys. I can hear people talking.
A specific person. What did he look like? Just do we have a description? Did I get enough of a description of him?
If you're thinking about it hard enough, then roll me a d20. Let's say do an insight check.
You have advantage on that insight check.
Oh, I thank you. All right, an insight check at advantage. Roll.
I will mark that.
All right.
14.
You recognize this guy. You're with at least a 60% confidence that this might be the guy that you saw in Daggerford at Orwin's shop, trying to pawn off the gem.
Okay. And just so physical description, do we have one? No.
Just like longer hair. He looked a little ragged. He had a cloak on when you saw him in Daggerford. He tried to keep his features concealed from you, so it was basically like just a raincoat sort of thing, dark raincoat. But he had a slight beard and longer hair, and you could tell he was unkempt at the time. And it's the same man, but maybe a little less shaggy looking when you see him in your vision.
Yeah. Okay.
He's actually wearing in the vision. He's actually wearing more of the Vistani garments, more colorful clothing.
Okay. So she'll turn to the party and go, I think I saw a man and I've seen him before, but I was looking at my cards and I just had the sense that he's here, or we're going to find out something about him or Orwin here.
Oh, well, wonderful. It's always good to reunite with old friends, right?
Well, he was robbing Orwin's shop, so I wouldn't necessarily call him a friend.
Ah, or even a good thief, of that matter.
That as well.
All right. Well, I guess we'll keep an eye out, and our wallet's close.
So as you guys approach this encampment here, you see that there's standing quietly in front of this first house, is bathed in the warm light of these lanterns. There's 3 sullen, gray-cloaked figures. Their angular features and black flowing hair are half hidden under their cowls, much like what I just described. They don't look like Vistani at all, but they are here with the Vistani, and yeah, so they're kind of just standing guard outside of this place. And they notice
Are they stopping us at all? Are they stopping us at all?
I just brought you to this map, and if you guys are going up to them this close, then yeah, they're starting to pay attention to you and
okay.
Hold a hand up.
Hail,
travelers!
Oh yes, I've heard this greeting before. I think it goes, "Hail and well met." I think I nailed it.
I think you did.
They look at each other like, well met, well met. Where are you from?
Out of town. From Faerun. And yourself?
Ah, right here. This is our home.
A local. Fantastic. We were just coming out, and we have some information, and we wanted to share it with you and kind of get to know the people out here.
Information about
Yes.
Arabelle?
Perhaps. I'm gonna be AFK for 1 second. Sorry.
Do you know something about Arabelle? Where is she?
Arabelle? Who is Arabelle?
Oh. Alright, you had my hopes up there for a minute. I'm trying. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Alright.
Apparently I left my headphones on. Another dying. So yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Arabelle. She's gone missing. Lavash's daughter.
Who's Lavasha?
Luvash. He's our leader.
Oh.
One of our leaders.
So you said that this is your town. Are you Vistani?
No. Not at all. My name is Redrick. I am
Redrick?
with my brothers here. We are the Dusk Elves. Most of us are out right now, though, trying to find Arabelle.
Oh, well, when did you last see Arabelle?
She has been missing for a few days, nearly a week, maybe. It's been a few days, though. 4 or 5 days, yes.
Where was she headed?
No one knows. She's never supposed to leave the camp.
How?
It seems that she disappeared in the night one night, and no one knows where she's went.
And you said this is a child.
Yes, the daughter of Luvash.
Well, who's in charge of her?
Luvash, I guess, is the the leader of this dusk elf settlement.
Well,
Okay.
yes, he is the leader of the Vistani camp here. The
Is it
Dusk
is
Elves
it a-
are. Well, we are here. It's sort of a mutually beneficial relationship, I guess you could say. What do you? Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So you and the Dust Elves, you two live together, sharing the camp space,
Yes, exactly.
or
Exactly.
are the Vistani just camping out temporarily?
Well, they come and go from here. This is our. They lead us as well now. There's not very many Dusk Elves left.
Okay. Well, we have news of an impending attack against the Vistani. So, as much as it pains me to hear about the lost girl, I feel like
An attack.
this is something actionable that we can address directly.
Well, Erigel and Luvash should both know about that then.
Oh, well, where can we find them?
Well, they're usually. One of them is always in the tent, in the Vistani camp there. Vistani tent.
Okay. Well, thank you. And what is your name?
I forgot again. It was Redrick.
Redrick.
Redrick? All right, Redrick. Well, we'll ask around. If we learn anything about the girl, we'll get back to you. But the best of luck.
Please, the Dusk Elves, we have been not as useful as we used to be to the Vistani.
Well, don't be too hard on yourself.
Well, we are afraid that if she disappears, I mean, things have been getting tense around here lately.
Yes, that's all right.
Finding her would bring a lot of
walking
peace.
away right now.
In light of this news that we bring to the Vistani, please be careful and don't wander too far from camp. And if you have fortifications, you might want to build those up a little bit over the night. If you
perhaps you should tell Casimir first. Hold on, I'll see if he's awake. And he goes into the house.
Best laid plans. We're gonna give them a gift before.
Then he comes out again.
No,
He's like,
we're gonna just tell them about the attack.
He's like, go on in. Casimir is expecting you.
Okay.
And they're very these are very timid elves. You guys know what elves are, but these ones are darker complexion than some. Let's see if I can.
Oh, he's just like charcoal.
Yeah, well, that one isn't really great artwork, I guess. But as you walk into the tent, this is the guy that you see, or into the house, sorry, to the hovel, or whatever you want to call it. This is Casimir, as the guards have told you. So.
All right. Greg, you may want to switch to map view, just so you know.
Oh yes, of course. I didn't. I forgot.
Okay. Do you guys think we should tell Casimir or go straight to the Vistani?
Back it up a little bit.
All kind of went in the tent because
Isn't Casimir the leader of the Vistani?
Casimir is the one who lives in this house.
Guard, I guess.
He is a
the
dusk
head
elf.
guard.
Okay. I don't
The leader
know.
of the Vistani are the two people in the Vistani tent. One of them, he told you, is Erigel, and one of them is Luvash, who has a missing daughter.
I don't. Who's the Vistani?
The Vistani.
None of these people that
Are
you're
up on the
seeing right
hill.
now are
None
Vistani.
of these people are
They're on the
Vistani.
hill.
Oh, okay. Why I leave? I'm looking for Vistani.
Well, they told you to go into talk to Casimir before you talk to the Vistani.
Since we
because
did mention they're
he's their
going to be
boss.
attacked.
Right. Since this is their settlement, we warned them that they might want to shore up their defenses.
Okay.
In
He
case
And
re-
the
of-
guy
they
in charge of
recommended
that's in
that
there.
that you tell Casimir, and then he will
Casimir. Is there a Casimir in here?
bring you. Hello, come in. come in. Welcome.
Thank you.
Travelers, may I offer you food or drink?
Oh, well, midnight?
What
Do you
are
want to
doing?
show him your trick?
Oh, the ever-filling wine cup trick.
Oh, I am fine. I do not require wine.
We come bearing gifts. We hope to make a connection here, I suppose, for lack of a better word.
Oh well.
I'm not a diplomat by trade. I'm sorry. My name's Chris. Chris Cooper. I make barrels.
Nice to meet you, Chris. Well met.
Thank you. So it's kind of awkward, but there's a madman with a tiger that's going to be loosing it on the Vistani here.
That is what my guards have told me.
Your guards told you that?
Just now.
We just told the guards.
Well, and your guards said that we should talk to you about you potentially shoring up your defenses.
Yes, they said something about an attack, a pending attack. I would like you to tell the Vistani leaders, but I do not think they will take kindly to people walking straight in. We are supposed to keep the guard for them while we are here. So,
well,
I would like to accompany you, if that is all right.
That should be fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That should be fine. We are acquainted with Arabelle, so he knows of us.
Oh.
And would recognize us on sight.
You know Arabelle?
We've encountered him a few
Yes.
times.
We've met him on several occasions.
Very well. Are you adventurers of sorts that can hold your own? I mean, if things get to the thick
Midnight is very capable.
I'm more of an entertainer.
I am personally, I mean, I don't have money to pay you with, but I am looking for someone to head with me out west at some point.
Oh, you're heading out west as well?
You are going west?
I believe we're going to see the Wizard of the Wines? Eventually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, well, not there, but
along the way.
There is
perhaps
a very dangerous place high up in the mountains that if you are ever heading this way, I would appreciate you coming to find me first. It holds great magic, and I think it may hold answers for me as well. I know that many travelers...
What kind of great magic?
Well, I have never been there myself. I do not know, but the rumors from travelers like yourselves and from... I've been here hundreds of years, and I have heard many rumors, many stories of things that have happened in the past. I in fact was not... I was taken in by the Vistani. My name is Casimir, but this man named Velikov, a Vistani man, taught me of their ways and took me into their family. Now I am one of them, but I wasn't always, and now I go by the name Casimir Velikov as a way to honor him. But he was the one who told me about it originally. It is a temple of sorts with dark magics, spirits, all kinds of ancient cryptic... I'm not exactly sure, but within this temple, it is rumored to hold mighty, mighty magic, and... Well, I was heading out there myself soon. If you are interested, then please, I would really appreciate a party to go with. None of my...
Well, I'm sure if the price is right, we'd be accommodating.
Does this temple sound like the one that was described as Augenvoss told? Correct?
Oh, no, this is not the Dragon's Temple.
Oh, I was asking out of character.
Well, he would if you didn't want to know that, that's fine. No, it's not the Dragon's Temple.
I was just like asking if it was the same description as what
It is known as
Lost
the Amber
Adventure Man.
Temple.
Amber Temple. Okay.
Amber.
Amber.
I do not know why.
As Chris put it, should the price be right, I'm sure we would be willing to accompany you at a later date. Unfortunately, we have quite pressing matter to discuss with the Vistani.
I see. I had to ask
and it's
because...
been a very long day.
Oh, well, I will accompany you to prevent any issues from happening. Everyone is very tense here. I just had to ask. I don't see very many travelers around here with armor and such, except for the ones that I know. So, if you were adventuring
Given
party...
how many times we've been attacked by wolves along the road, I'm surprised you see any travelers without it.
Well, I mean...
I'm surprised you see any travelers at all.
Right?
Yes,
Most
more
are
of
probably
the
dog
concern.
snacks.
The wolves aren't a problem for us if we are traveling with the Vistani.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes, they are generally left alone, traveling through the woods. Their caravans are untouched. It makes things a lot easier for protecting them too.
All right.
But yes, enough talk, I suppose. You say you have word of an attack. Tell me about it while we walk to the camp.
I tell him about it.
And we're gonna better tell them about it so that when we get to the Vistani...
You're just like the Batman wipe, like... And that's how it happened.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, he starts leading you guys up towards the wagon circle.
The horse
they have
circle, more like
pretty
it.
horses here.
It's the horse circle.
So you guys notice that there's other, as you're passing by them, you notice that there's other houses like that with guards standing in front of them. And some of them that did in the front here could see you pass by. They keep an eye on you. But they are, for the most part, just letting you pass and not really... They see you with Casimir and stop being that worried about it at all. So, as you approach this central tent, piled outside this wagon circle are several empty casks of wine. And as you approach the front of the tent, as he brings you around, all the way around this way towards the front of the tent, which is up on this side, if anybody wants to come around. From inside the tent comes the crack of a whip, followed by the howls of a young man. There's 3 sputtering campfires filling the tent with smoke, and through the haze you can see 6 Vistani passed out in various places on the dead grass. They're basically outside.
All right, I'm gonna pull out my crossbow and my sword and be like, "What are you doing?"
Well, hold on. As you before you walk in, basically, you're seeing these things, right? So, there's a barely conscious and shirtless teenager hugging the central tent pole. His wrists are bound with rope, and his back is streaked with blood. There's an older, larger man in studded leather armor, lashing the young man with a horsewhip, causing him to scream out again. Standing in the bigger man's shadow is a third man, also clad in studded leather armor. "Easy, brother. Easy," he says to the whip-wielding brute. "I think Alexei has learned his lesson." The 2 men in studded leather armor appear to be very similar looking. They have very similar features, and one of them you recognize as Arabelle.
Oh no, they're twins.
Did
The
they
other
stop
one,
hitting him with the whip?
the one who said "Easy, brother," is Arabelle, and the other one
Is
must
not
be
Arabelle.
seeing as you guys putting this together now, Arabelle, the other one is Luvash, who's the brother, and because they look very similar, and Luvash is the one with the whip, and Luvash is also the father of this Arabelle girl who they were looking for. That's all you know right now. Go ahead.
Arabelle, what is the meaning of this? Why are you whipping a poor defenseless boy?
Oh my god! Whoa! Hello? Mira! Wow, my eyes! It's amazing to see you here. This is,
I wish I could say the same.
This is no defenseless boy. He is possibly the one who took our...
That is going to be a tough argument to make. I mean, he's tied up to a post, beaten to a pulp, and bloodied. How is he able to defend himself?
This man who is tied to the post, defenseless.
Yes, that's what we're saying. He is a defenseless boy, and you just said no, he's not.
He was supposed to protect Arabelle. His name is Alexi.
All right. So he let his sister get kidnapped.
My niece. Yes.
Your niece.
This is my brother, Luvash. Luvash. He's like, gives you a grunt, and then starts like getting the whip ready again, thinking about it. You know.
Is this inside the tent?
It looks like it.
Mira will look at Luvash and be like, if you touch that whip one more time, we're going to have a problem. And then she'll walk over to Alexi and cut his hands free so that he can get away.
No. You see him like giving you the no. Leave
While she is doing that, Cole is gonna covertly cast Healing Word on Alexi.
Okay, you're gonna give me a sleight of hand check on that, and Healing Word is also it's verbal, right? Or is it verbal and semantic?
Yeah, it's verbal.
Uh-oh, can you guys hear me?
Okay, so you're gonna have to make a stealth spell check.
Okay, I will say. Oh man,
Cole doesn't have any advantages.
Sleight of hand, you said?
No, stealth, because it's verbal.
I have disadvantage.
Wouldn't that only be if you're moving?
It's very difficult to whisper and cast a spell, because in order to cast a spell, you have to reverberate the weave.
I'm gonna say, bless you, child. I wish this wasn't happening to you. And the bless you, child is actually the verbal component.
Okay. And so they definitely hear you, and I'll see if anybody picks up on any of that.
On them verbal cues. The DM does have advantage.
Oh.
Which was just used. Confirming it was just used.
So, yeah, it was just used. So
that evil thing.
One of the guards there in the tent does seem to see that you have done something to the guy on the post. He starts to look a little bit rejuvenated immediately as soon as you do that too. So, and he starts standing up straighter, and he is pleading with Mira to not cut the ropes in front of him. He's no, while she's got her knife, cutting.
You don't want to be free?
It is my fault. I should have been awake. I fell asleep on the job. I cannot... I'm so ashamed.
What happened?
They left her with me, and she is gone now. I do not know.
He said he fell asleep during the job.
You fell asleep?
I was watching Arabelle while everyone was out hunting. Now she is gone.
Do you usually fall asleep often, or was this unusual?
I mean, I had some wine, and I think it was my fault. I should not have
you
been...
normally fall asleep, correct?
Well, I mean, I shouldn't.
I mean, you either do or you don't.
think
What is it?
I promise I won't drink so much anymore. I
don't care about your drinking. I'd be out of business if people didn't drink. I'm just wondering if you fall asleep normally.
While drinking.
Not all the time. It's sometimes, yeah.
Look, I've picked up some tricks over the past few days, and one of it, I've been able to compel people to sleep at my will. And I'm wondering if you fell sway to such magics, or if you're just no good at being a guard.
Are you saying that it might not be my fault?
I'm saying I'm looking into it. Now, do you fall asleep regularly when you drink?
Well, yeah. If I drink too much, I get tired.
So they knew that you drink too much, and they knew that you fall asleep. And then they are angry at you when you drank too much and you fell asleep. Am I understanding this right?
Sounds about right.
I guess, yes.
All right.
Then how is this your fault? It seems like it was bad leadership, and she'll kind of pointedly stare at Arabelle and
bad booze.
Uvash.
Ooh, their booze bad.
Arabelle
decisions.
Arabelle just like he's trying to not smile. You can see him like, and Luvash. As soon as he looks over towards Luvash, he stops. His slight laughter stops, and he goes, "This is very serious. We must find my niece immediately. So we are going to torture him until he tells us what happened, or until she comes back."
Do you not believe him about how he fell asleep?
Well, he will not do it again.
So you're not really trying to get information from him. You're just beating the crap out of him because it makes you feel good, right?
No, it's.
I'm not judging.
Not going to bring her back.
I'm judging.
I have to admit,
I'm judging.
You're judging, all right. We are judging.
Totally judging.
We're following her lead.
You look at Arabelle while you're saying that, and Luvash is like, "No, that's not it." And Arabelle's like,
Luvash.
"Yeah, he's trying to take out a little bit of his aggression."
All right.
I understand. It's very distressing that your daughter has gone missing. But is it really worth taking out another person who could help with the search just because you're angry? And Mira seems actually
as you say that, he
right now.
As you say that, he whips him one more time. He's like, "Yes, it is. It feels good."
Put him to sleep.
Mira will. Oh God. When
I got an idea. Before, anyone does anything utterly stupid.
I'm not going to shoot him. I'm not going to shoot him. I want to try to shoot the whip out of his hand as he goes to whip this guy.
Midnight wants to kind of just walk up here in front of Mira, just look at Luvash, just straight in the face, and just say, "Stop," and is casting command on Luvash.
That is what I was gonna do.
Okay, so Mira was doing. Did Midnight interrupt that, or what?
I would assume that that Midnight interrupted that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because Midnight knows how this stuff goes, and Midnight does not want another episode of Murdered Wizard.
Let's see, Luvash.
Cole is readying the same spell just in case he saves.
He does not save. He stops.
10. So
he did not meet he just stops what he's doing.
He stops what he's doing.
Amir will go and take the whip from his hand.
What are you doing? What happened?
Whipping him will not bring your daughter back. Searching for her will bring her back faster.
Is it magic?
No, it's intimidation.
I could not move.
You were scared.
Ugh. And he kind of shakes it off. He's like, "What are you doing here?"
Well, before we came in on this terrible scene, we were going to warn you about an impending attack against your camp in the morning.
An attack on this camp? Nah.
Yes, a man who vehemently hates Vistani is going to unleash his tiger on this camp in the morning, in the middle of the festival.
That sounds ridiculous.
Out of
The only
Sorry.
attack has been on my daughter. We must find Arabelle.
I mean, is it so ridiculous? Somebody kidnapped your daughter, and now you hear news of somebody planning an attack? It seems like now more than ever, there is somebody out to get you. And doesn't an attack seem like a plausible thing?
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Greg, while he's doing that, I wanted to ask: was the tiger attack going to be on the Vistani when they attend the festival, or on the camp itself?
It's going to happen in the middle of the festival while everyone's distracted.
Correct, Midnight.
So it will be here, but during the festival.
Correct.
Okay.
That was what Rick Tavio or Van Richten told you about. He looks over at you, Chris, and he's like, yes, this makes sense. Arabelle, why did you not think of this? This was the first step to draw us all away. This makes sense. Why? Everyone is out looking for my daughter. Every day we have a troop head out. They come back around this time in the night, dusk. But so far, every night they've returned empty-handed. So when is this attack happening?
It's going to be during the festival that's happening in Vallaki, a couple miles down the road, while everyone's distracted.
Yes, I know of the festival. We have been invited to the festivals to sell our wares, our wines.
And one of the
Who would
people
be-
there is a bard who has his tiger there as an attraction.
And you're telling me this bard is going to attack our camp?
He plans to because he has stated he does not like the Vistani.
So this must be the man who took my daughter.
I wouldn't know if anything about that.
Where is he?
He's, as far as we know, he's currently in Vallaki. But I don't think he has anything to do with your daughter.
Well,
At least he didn't say so.
At least to my
Perhaps.
knowledge.
Perhaps I will find that out for myself. Take a few men now. Head into the
So
town.
you're going to leave your camp even less defended?
Yes.
Well, what is your plan? What do you want us to do?
And the guards won't let you back into the city because of the policy they have.
We can get.
Well, we could
past the
sneak in.
guards.
Yeah.
We are
While
What did you want us to do?
Well, I mean, if you can bring back Arabelle for me, I will reward you greatly.
All right. Well, we don't know where she is, but
I will offer you
you-
potions that will get you out of Barovia for her safe
right.
return.
I like the sound of that.
I like that too.
Yes. Tell me more about these potions. I've heard tale of these potions, that this is how the Vistani travel through the mist.
Yes, yes. They are expensive potions. I can sell you them.
No, if we're doing this, you're giving them to us. We'll be saving your daughter, and that is a debt that you cannot fully repay.
If you bring me Arabelle, I will give you a potion.
one potion?
Give us enough for each of us.
Very well. I will give you 4 potions.
5. We need 5.
Who's
Because
the last one
actually-
for?
Krim?
Birdman.
These are
Krim,
500
if he comes back.
electrum each.
All right.
And how much is your daughter's life worth?
Are you saying your daughter's life is worth less than potions?
Fine. 5 potions. Of the safe return of my daughter.
In that regard,
I mean,
have,
another thing that we could use around here would be some wine. But, besides that-
Midnight, I think, has that covered.
I can produce wine.
Really?
Give me a barrel.
You heard the lady? Get a barrel. And one of these guys gets, yeah, run away. And he kind of stumbles over with a short little cask barrel thing. He's like, what is it, magic or something?
She'll like take out the alchemy jug from her backpack and start pouring a gallon of wine into the barrel.
What will they pay you for it?
He's just amazed looking at this alchemy jug. Everybody in the tent is like, what's going on there?
And then when it's done pouring out the gallon, she'll stop it back up and put it back into her bag.
You see a bunch of eyes upon you now. Like, everybody in the tent is staring at this jug.
She'll like say, go on, taste it.
Takes the whole barrel, and he's like, oh, wow, this is very nice, I like. I went with it after. I was like, very nice, I like. Yeah, why not?
They're just extra exaggerated. Very nice. Got me.
Yeah, so he's like, I wasn't even picky about the quality of the wine, but this is nice wine. Can you can sell us this wine?
I can
For 5 potions.
I can
will
easily
take-
produce a gallon of this a day.
A gallon. That is
It's the
very
limitations of the magic.
Yes. Okay.
I can
You
produce
had me
other
excited for a
substances,
moment
but
there. I've heard of things like this that are bottomless and can go on forever, but this is not one of those, I suppose.
You can produce other substances with it?
I can produce other substances, but still limit to the max amount of one substance a day.
Oh, okay.
I can produce
Seems
a
very
lot more
useful.
beer, though.
Well, it is inferior, but I suppose it's something. Well, anyways, thank you. I don't think that's what I was talking about. As far as wine goes, although I will buy that from you, if you would like to sell that.
20 potions.
The
No.
jug keeps my friends
I will trade you
hydrated
one-
during our long trips. I believe it's more valuable to our group currently.
We have any pie left?
I will trade you 1 potion for this jug.
Right.
We already negotiated
Yeah,
for
we
5
already-
potions.
Yeah, we're done with that.
Okay.
Um,
Well, if you can bring me, I'm talking about 6 or more barrels, full barrels of wine, then I will pay for that. I cannot use this small cask to sell. This is not what I am looking for.
All right.
Arabelle,
Yes.
have you seen a man that would match this description? And I'll give him a description of the man that I saw in my vision.
Possibly. What is this man's name?
I don't know that. I've only ever seen his face when he was breaking into. Oh my God! I forgot my adopted father's name.
Orwin.
Orwin.
Thank you. When he was breaking into Orwin's shop, when he disappeared.
What is
Seems you
this
three are
information
connected
worth?
somehow.
What is this information worth to you?
What is the knowledge of that stone worth to you?
Well, I mean, if you could return the stone to me, I would Be very grateful. Well, okay. Yes.
Who is he?
His name is Lysic. He's a Vistani man.
When was the last time you saw him?
We drove the traitor out of town, out of our camp. He was
Why?
the one responsible for stealing the gem. I got him. I stabbed him, but he was still able to run away. We found his body afterwards, but the gem was gone.
So he's dead.
He is dead. This Lysic
How
was
long
a
ago did
traitor.
he die?
It was probably a moon ago.
Well, I mean, if anything from the past has shown, just because something is dead one day doesn't mean it's going to be dead the next. I mean, we
Well,
have been
that's
carrying
what I'm-
around a dead body for the last 2 weeks, it feels like, for just such a
Okay.
purpose.
Greg, I'm trying to figure out timeline here. So, based on when he said he found the body and when I saw him in Orwin's shop took place first, correct?
Yes.
Because I
No.
had been looking for Orwin for a few weeks before I met up with the party.
You actually, when he says he found the body, he does it in such a way that it's very
Do I need to
suspicious.
roll an insight check?
Yeah, it is. You don't really need to. You already know that this man should be alive. So
Okay.
knowing that, you are suspicious of his story already.
Okay. So I saw him at the shop after this guy is saying he's dead. All right.
It would have been longer than a month ago that you would have seen him. Yes, because that would have been like
Okay.
2 months ago, sort of thing, right?
Okay.
Because Orwin disappeared, and you looked for him in town for a while, and then you went after him, right? And Orwin disappeared the day after this man was seen in your shop.
Okay.
Yes, we got him, but the gem was missing, so I don't know exactly where it went. I've been looking ever since. So I don't know what he did.
Well, if I find news, I'll be sure to keep you informed.
Yes.
Just like I'm sure you're doing with me now.
Very good. I appreciate your candor.
Wouldn't it be easier if you just told us the truth?
What
I mean-
do you mean?
I mean, there's already
You're
so much
obviously-
confusion. And I'm gonna cast let me make sure I still have it. Yeah, then I'm gonna cast suggestion on him.
Okay. I think he has to make a wisdom save.
Yeah, at 13.
And bow. Okay.
I see you've been drinking, probably giving you disadvantage on that save.
Actually, that's not untrue. He is he has been the only one. Him and Luvash are quite clearly the privileged few who have been able to drink whatever they want. The rest of them look.
Inebriated.
The rest of them
And
look a
he
little too
did chug
sober.
And he did chug quite a bit of beer. I mean, not beer, but a wine in like a flat second.
Yeah. So he does actually would have probably a disadvantage on something like that. So yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense. I'll go with the rule of cool there. So yeah, the suggestion spell hits him. You see his eyes sort of glaze over a little bit.
It's good wine, isn't it? Helps you think clearly.
Yes, it's very, very nice. So Well, I mean, ever since Arabelle... What is it that you wanted to know? He's looking a little confused.
Mira?
Why are you lying about his body? You're obviously holding something back there.
About Lysak?
Yes.
Well, we hunted him down. He's dead finally. He's in Waterdeep. Did I just say that? Yeah.
Yes,
He's in Waterdeep.
you did just admit.
But he did not have the gem. I don't know why I told you that. But yes, he's finally dead, the traitor.
Is that why you're looking for Orwin? You believe he has the gem?
Yes.
I'm going to make myself very clear. Should you find Orwin and anything befalls him, your life will be next. Do I make myself perfectly clear?
Suddenly I'm feeling less comfortable. Yes, I would never hurt Orwin unless he
Insight check.
kept me from
You have
getting the gem.
advantage on that check.
He said I would never hurt Orwin unless he kept me from getting the gem again.
Ooh.
She got a 22.
Orwin came through here not too long ago.
How long ago?
He did not tell us that
And
he
where
had the
was he
gem.
going?
I think he put
I
it...
don't know if he does.
Well, I think he does, but I've lost him. I've lost the trail. I think he was heading west toward the winery. That is what my spies have told me, but we have not been able to find him. That is all I know about Orwin. I mean, he... Yes, well, I mean, we have great need of this gem. It is for our people to survive, to prosper in this place. Maybe we can finally build a place for ourselves that is permanent, that is more comfortable than our tents have been for the last few years.
Well, I mean, they are pretty baller tents.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the tents, but there's something to be said about a place that you can return to. We Vistani have been traveling for so many years, and now, after hundreds of years of... This has sort of become a home to us. It's Barovia. So we are trying to set up some roots.
That's perfectly fine, and I don't want to keep you from doing that. But like I said, should any harm befall Orwin, you are next.
Well, I do not know what has happened to him. So, this seems like a threat to me.
Where?
I mean, it literally is a threat.
It's unwarranted,
Oh,
though.
it is a threat. Is it? You just admitted to me that you killed someone else who kept you from the gem. If you believe that Orwin has the gem, what's to stop you from killing him as well?
Well, when Orwin came by, he did not know that he was trapped here in Barovia. He is a foolish man sometimes.
What do you mean trapped?
Well, like the rest of you, he would have required one of our potions to escape the mists. He was unaware that the mists would hold him in Barovia. He came here because he is a proud businessman. He would not invest his hard-earned money in something that I was trying to get him to buy into to help me out with the wine supply, and he would not have anything to do with this venture that I am trying to complete without taking a look for himself. So he came to Barovia to see our new land that we are constructing the winery on. I don't know
And
why
you're
I'm
telling
you
me,
this.
so what I'm hearing here, Argyle, because I can't not.
Aragorn?
What I'm hearing here,
Aragorn?
what I'm hearing here, Aragorn, is that you knew that Orwin, the closest thing I have to a father, was trapped here. You have the means to help him, and yet you did not.
No, this does not look good for you, my friend.
I was saying to him that I would like the gem if he could bring it. And he did not bring it, so he wanted to see the winery. I told him if he brings the gem, then you can... he left. I do not know why he left. He left before we could do any sort of business ourselves. I don't understand why he left on me, but he did. And I think he went out to the other winery. To the old winery. The Wizard of the Wines? The failed winery.
All right, so Mira will turn to Aragol's brother and say, the price of saving your daughter just went up 6 vials.
Huh. We will not have much left, but fine. Just yes, that's fine. You see them both like arguing a little bit, and Aragol's telling him, "No, just do it. It's fine." And Luvash is like, "No, this is ridiculous. I'm not giving away. This is hard to come by. Yes." And so like they're sort of going back and forth, and Aragol's like, starts drawing his sword, and Luvash is like, put it away, brother. Yes, no, fine, 6, that's fine.
All right, where was the last place your daughter was seen?
Here. She was supposed to be here when we came back from our hunt.
Would she have any reason herself to up and leave?
I do not... Well, she is a curious girl. She has often wandered off into the woods, and she wants to be just like the Dusk Elves. They are very good trackers, very good hunters. But the only thing I know is that some of them said that there may have been a trail, heading to the north of the town.
Are there any trackers that would be willing to help us find her?
I will, if you are willing to go, I will give you 2 or 3 trackers to take with you. If you are willing to look for her as well tomorrow, I will give you some trackers for the day. We have already lost so many horses this month. I don't think I can do that. What happened to those horses we rented to you?
They got eaten by wolves.
The Baron has them locked up in a stable.
They're safe back at town. Yes, the Baron has them.
Oh. So they're not eaten by wolves? They are... Okay. Well,
No.
I will talk to the Baron myself then tomorrow at the festival. And
Did
then
he
we will get these
return one of
horses
them
back
to
for
you?
you.
Did the Baron return one of them back to you?
I don't know. Did someone...
He did say you did.
I suppose it's possible.
One
I
who
don't know.
maybe responds to the name Jasmine.
I will ask around. I'm sure that some of my men take care of that for us. So
Jasmine.
right
I
now
miss
it's probably not a good time because there are so many of the the troop out, still searching. They should be coming back soon, though. And with that, you actually do hear some more rustling outside. As 5 more Dusk Elves and Vistani people show up, and they walk past the tent and like give a hello and like nothing. You know,
I have a
they're
question.
just like giving the like sorry we didn't find her kind of thing.
These potions that can help us leave, will they just allow us to pass through the mist, or will they teleport us, gate us outside of the mist?
Oh no, they just make the mist not kill you.
And what is the duration for these effects?
It is short term. It is you take the potion, you walk through the mist, you end up outside, you are safe. It's 500 electrum.
It seems to me we'll need horses to get through the mist as well. Can we rent the horses that are in town?
Well, if like I said, I will send some of my trackers with you, and we will get the horses back from the Baron for you. If the Baron is holding the horses for me, then I will make sure that he gives them to you. If you can return Arabelle, you can keep the horses. That is for sure. We will need her far more.
Okay.
You said there's a party currently searching for her this night, correct?
I believe they just came back.
Some of them have just returned empty-handed.
May we question?
Are there
it?
more out there? Because unfortunately, I feel that I will not be of much use in finding your daughter unless I get some rest. It has been a very long and tiring day. And I
Longer
find
than
myself...
most.
It feels like it's gone on for a month, guys.
Well, you can see there's a whole crapload of horses outside this tent, right? They're all encircled in the wagons as you came into the tent. I'll just pull somebody out of the tent so you can see all the horses. And oh geez, that's crazy. There's so many horses at the encampment here that they have them to spare, it seems. It smells very horsey in this area. Lots of horses around.
Seahorses don't make that smell.
Sorry, my internet connection seems to be a tiny bit unstable, guys. I missed a lot of that, but we're looking at horses outside. I got that much.
Mhm.
Why are we looking at horses outside?
Well, no,
because they're too big to bring inside.
There's a whole ton of horses here. Is all he's getting at. I just wanted. I can't show the viewers the horses because you're inside the tent. So I was just showing people how many horses there are. And yeah, there's more returning and more people coming in.
But yes, I am in
You're in deaths?
Uh-oh.
I'm in desperate need of some sleep. Hang on one second, guys, though. I'm gonna reboot my internet just because it's freezing up on me pretty bad. I'll be right back.
No problemo. We can, let's see. We just do this. Nope, that's not right. This. Yeah, that shouldn't screw anything up when you go. Who knows?
All right, I'm back. It was like the quickest reboot ever.
Wow.
Ooh, faster than my internet.
Google Fiber. Woo!
That was super fast. I don't even think you
Not
cut
a sponsor.
out. Not a sponsor.
Please sponsor us.
Please?
Yeah.
Please, Google.
That would be great. Any Google product that wants to sponsor our show, like Google,
Or
Gmail,
Roll20?
Roll20 itself,
Roll20
yeah.
could do it. Yeah. I mean, look at this beautiful map. Okay, so you guys did notice too that most of the wagons outside that are running around this area are filled with people because you've heard voices from the wagons and stuff. Like there's definitely movement and motion in the wagons as well as in the tent. It seems like most of the wagons are full of Vistani people that are like living in the wagons, and one of them to the right of the tent that's near these 4 horses here, actually where Chris is, this wagon here is a little more elaborate, and there's golden hubcaps, so to speak, and drapes of silk hanging in the windows.
Golden hubcaps.
Yeah, there's an iron chimney pipe that protrudes from the roof as well, so it seems like there's some kind of a furnace or something in that wagon as well.
Sounds like the wagon of royalty.
It's a pretty nice looking wagon, all overall.
She's
But
gonna
yeah, there's-
turn to Arabelle and be like, "Is that yours?"
No, I do not have my own wagon. I travel with my brother. We move around too much to have one wagon. To get too messy, we take the horses more often.
Whose wagon is that?
That is Luvash. He owns the wagon. I take the horses. He's the one that sometimes uses it, but for the most part it's just here, to be honest.
Does his daughter ever use it?
Yes, Arabelle is sometimes there. Yes.
Well, I think, as I've mentioned, I won't be much help in the search unless I get some rest. I think that we should stay in that wagon and maybe look for clues. Maybe Arabelle has a diary or something that will give us a clue as to where she might have gone.
We have been through the wagon already, but Luvash, what do you think?
Another pair of eyes couldn't hurt.
Yes, if you would like to take a look, you feel free. We always stay in the tent here. My brother and I are too important to be locked in the wagon for the night all the time. So we are a community here. We are the leaders of this place, and it is not what a leader should do to lock themselves away in unaccepted place or inaccessible places. So yes, we stay here more often. Arabelle stays here too. Right now there's a few more more company than usual, but this is only because Arabelle is gone, and we are trying to figure out why. So yes, you can stay in the wagon if you would like to sleep there.
All right, thank you.
Sounds great.
I thank you both for your hospitality.
Well,
Quote unquote.
I don't know why
hospitality.
you see Aragorn still like why did I tell them that, you know?
Well,
Mira's
Why did
already
he do
gone.
so
She's
many
already left the
things?
tent.
We're going to the wagon. We're gonna go search that wagon.
And Casimir nods to you all as you leave, and he's like, if you do leave town, let me know. I will definitely come with you. I would love to head west as soon as possible, up into the mountains. We will need some warm clothing, but you guys are starting to walk away from him. Like, okay, well, thank you. And,
We'll talk later. And as we go into fancy pants wagon.
so you
Which
open up
one is
the
it?
wagon, it's actually a filthy mess inside. There's like empty wineskins and dirty clothes. There's like a bunch of furs strewn about the floor. And
She
there's
was
a
quite
small
the lady.
there's a small hammock that's strung across the width of the whole wagon.
I call the hammock.
I guess it would be investigation to, search the interior of the wagon.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
I will use one of my many advantages. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Mira will also look
I
at.
don't have good investigation, but I shall try.
Mira will also investigate.
I do not investigate. I shall mark that off now.
I don't either.
Oof.
It's too messy.
Cole,
It's
did you
too
have
messy.
advantage?
I use my advantage.
Did Cole have any
Cole.
advantages?
I don't think he did. There are only advantages for me.
No, the viewers are not giving Cole advantages.
The viewers are Team Midnight tonight.
Hashtag Team Midnight. Oh yeah, I see 2 of them there. Nice.
I used one of them.
Oh, well, we should get rid of one of them then.
I
shouldn't we?
did. Yeah.
Oh, I see
there
a
was
DM
3.
advantage from the Jen. Midnight has one from Unit Charge and one from Badass Brentley.
And the one I just used was from Angel Devil Sun.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Jen is playing favorites.
Thank you guys. That's awesome.
Jen's being mean.
So you would notice that it looks like there's a space underneath the driver's seat in the wagon where there's like a bit of a fabric wall in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
That let's call it the Harry Potter suite. Big enough for a child to sleep in, and you can see that there's a pillow and like a sack cloth type of bedding, and it's not really nice, but it's not terrible either.
Assuming that's where this young woman slept.
Yeah, and as you go in there, take a closer look or whatever, you do see one thing there. It's a burlap doll with button eyeballs, and it's strewn in the corner of the sleeping area. But there is a warm feeling in this cabin of this wagon. It's got this small stove in the corner, and it's actually quite comfortable for sitting in, considering there's benches for traveling and such. There is the one hammock that Chris has taken, and the rest of it is more
nondescript. Yeah.
More set up for like a long journey where you're sitting on a bench on either side of the wagon, and there's some storage spaces and shelves and things where you can strap down things. There are a few small empty wine barrel or wine casks that you would fill from a barrel, but they are empty. You hear some sounds of other Vistani wagons in the area. The one next to you, there's a couple loud voices coming from them. It sounds like they're playing some kind of game. Yeah, so there's probably 15 or something of these wagons circling this building, and so you guys are packing in for the night or what?
Just to be extra, I guess, cautious, I'll check under that pillow and blankets that seem to belong to Arabelle.
Yeah, there's nothing really there. It's a very scarce setup. The girl seems to have one worldly possession in this place, and that's that one doll. Just the burlap sack doll.
I cut out for a sec. Okay. So, found nothing, just burlap sack doll.
Right.
And Jen's going on a disadvantage spree.
Oh. A disadvantage spree. Oh, wow. Cole disadvantage, Chris advantage, Mira advantage, Midnight disadvantage, DM advantage, Midnight advantage, Midnight advantage. Wow.
Nice.
Good thing I still have 2 advantages to blow through before the disadvantage.
So D&D Play 20 gave Chris advantage, and the Jen gave Cole disadvantage.
Jen's giving everyone disadvantage. She's
that's
being
hilarious.
the evil Jen today.
Be gentle.
The Jen giveth and the Jen taketh away.
Jen taketh away today.
Okay, so Yeah, you did notice too, as you were coming to this wagon and coming out of the tent, even though you were sort of getting berated by Casimir as he brought you out to show you where that tent or that wagon was that you could stay in. You did see that there was another wagon that's closer to the entrance of the tent that had two very large padlocks on the door. And none of the other wagons had padlocks at all either. So I just thought it would be pertinent to tell you that. That one, it seems there's something locked in it, and that's the one here at the top. Boom. So you guys are staying in this one. And this one you hear some kind of game being played, some kind of gambling of some sort, and this is where the locks are. If you could see those pings. Okay, you guys are all down here. There is gambling of some sorts in this one, and this one it sounds like one of these two, and then this one's locked up. So yeah, you're alone.
Shall we rest for the night?
No, I want to stay up all night telling ghost stories.
So you're just gonna not wordlessly pass out tonight? All four of you?
Good thing I can listen and sleep at the same time.
Cole is thinking about doing something reckless.
Do it.
I'm going to suggest to everyone, I actually bring it up this time. I'm very good at sleight of hand, and I do have a thieves' tools kit. That locked wagon, I could probably get a peek into.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Is there a reason we feel we should?
Why do you want to go into a locked wagon if they looked about, like this? Do you think they're keeping their money? Are you trying to steal, Cole? Are you trying to steal?
It's got a
No.
lock on it, for one. I think that's
Yeah.
warrant enough to make it suspect.
What if someone in the camp is a traitor and they had the daughter locked up there?
That's possible. I think before we try to, I definitely, if you feel like it's suspicious, I trust you enough that we should check it out.
Well, I don't have anything other than that possibility.
I mean, it'd be worth looking into, but we.
So you're going off an assumption.
Yes. And
Instead of
we know-
asking Arabelle what's in the locked wagon because he's one of the leaders of this camp.
Yes, because Arabelle has proven to be so trustworthy up to this point.
Just pick it. If they didn't want you getting into it, they wouldn't have let us stay in here.
So sometime during the night, while the camp is asleep. Oh, actually, no, I won't do it. I won't do it. You know why?
Because Midnight's gonna be sitting in front of the damn door on sentry mode.
Well, because I would have to stealth over there, and I got great sleight of hand, but I have horrible stealth.
Well, you don't have to wear your armor.
Yeah, unless I get caught.
I mean, I can
I'll pass.
stealth. I can stealth over there. You said you have thieves' tools?
I mean, you've seen that these guys are not the most, like, there are a few more people arriving every once in a while, but it doesn't seem like this area is, like, vigilantly watched. It seems more like occasionally traveled. So there's not a lot of people that are on guard so much as just constant, every little while people show up and come and go from this tent, and so it's more of a common area than a guard post, and the guards are all the dusk elves outside of camp, really. The outside circles.
Cole, I think you and I should go together because I have a chance of, if you're caught because you're not stealth stealthy enough. I don't know if that's the right word, but that
Sounded
I
right.
might have a chance of persuading whoever finds us that there's a legitimate reason for us to be there.
Okay, here's the plan. If they see us, we'll just act like we're kissing.
Where's my bonk button?
My wife just looked at me like, what?
So you doing what now? Life does not.
I saw it in a
It's
play
actually-
once.
It's actually not a horrible idea, but let's improvise when we get there. And
Okay, y'all heard her. It's not a horrible idea.
She gonna smell like fish afterwards.
I've done worse to not get caught. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So Midnight is on her sentry mode and she's resting. She sees you guys getting ready and talking about sneaking out, and Chris is, I'm assuming, sleeping at this point in the hammock, snoring away. Oh, I think you're muted.
Midnight's actually planning on making it difficult for them because Midnight's had about damn enough, and she's parking her heavy booty in front of that door, going sentry
Midnight-
mode with her arms crossed, just with the try-me face, just with the try-me pose.
Mira will
Nice.
put her hand on Midnight's shoulder and she'll say, "Look, Midnight, we're just going to check it out to make sure that nobody locked the daughter up away. We're not going to cause a bunch of chaos. We just want to make sure that everything is on the up and up. If there's nothing, we'll come back and it will be fine. But we're not trying to purposefully cause trouble. We're trying to look for the daughter."
Midnight's eyes will kind of flit back to blue for a second and go, "You say that, but every time you guys try something like that, someone dies." And she'll just kind of flit back.
Excuse me. Although Cole has done some reckless things in the past, he has not actually killed anyone during those reckless actions. That would be Chris and...
Well, keep trying. You'll get there.
Yeah.
It wasn't Chris, it was just me. And you see that Mira's actually starting to get more and more upset as this is going on, and
I'll do what she wants.
I am sorry for what happened back at the Baron's house. He admitted to experimenting on people against their will, and I am not okay with taking away someone's free will. And on top of it, as I have gotten stronger here, I've noticed that my powers tend to be growing in that direction towards manipulation and suggestion, and it scares me.
You just hear Chris snoring.
Midnight's just kind of here
trying
like
to have like a serious story moment.
with the fake tear, with like the fake tears, getting the emotional stuff hyping up, and it's just like in the background.
Oh, I just remembered, is Piccolo with you right now, Midnight?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, he came with us.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
he
have the
would've been with you.
blueberries.
So Piccolo is being woken up by Chris's snoring, and starts throwing poop at him.
Cast sleep on Piccolo.
He's just like sleep.
The boy. Out you go.
Mira,
Then prestidigitation for the poop.
do you feel like you're unable to control yourself during these moments?
A sea breeze washes in to take her. Sorry, Cole, go ahead.
All I know is that the longer we are here, the angrier I get. And the more scared I get. And that causes me to act in ways that, and she'll kind of look at Chris as he's sleeping in the hammock, that get people hurt. What I did in there almost got Chris killed. If you hadn't come along, Cole, I don't know what would have happened.
Then maybe we shouldn't be putting ourselves in these types of situations that seem like bad ideas or have the potential of, getting others hurt. You have to remember, you are not judge, jury, and executioner. What he did was obviously bad, but we could have brought it up to people who could have, made sure he wouldn't do that ever again, instead of just outright killing him.
Like who? His father, the leader of the village? Do you think anything would have happened?
Do you think he was aware of it? Because it doesn't look like he seemed very aware of it.
And even if we did make him aware, do you really think he would punish his own son, his own child, over the life of 2 servants?
You never know. I just know it wasn't your place to outright kill him. I was taught much differently. Unless he was outright trying to kill us, which it didn't seem like he wanted to, from my perceptions.
If I may interject, Mira did say that it was bothering her that she was acting in this way. So I think there is a level of regret there. My main concern is splitting apart like that. I think that's where the real danger came in, because when we split apart like that,
everything goes wrong every time it has happened so far.
Right. And for instance, I wasn't there to heal Chris right away or whatnot. When I was off selling the pies, or not selling them, but delivering the pies to the magic shop, you all ended up in some sort of fight, and I wasn't there to help, so I shouldn't have split away. So I think if we stay together, not only will we be able to help each other physically, but also emotionally and
morally.
Well, maybe, but I mean, you are looking at a guy that shot at a crow. But I think perhaps if we can manage to discuss these things before committing to certain actions, it would be better. But I also recognize that there are times when you have to commit to action before you have time to speak.
I can agree to trying to speak first before action. I will do my best in that way, but sometimes
Okay.
But sometimes it doesn't make sense to stay together, especially when you guys have your strengths, the healing and the bonk. Great. When we're trying to be quiet and covert, not your strong suit.
Can you believe she just said that to us midnight?
We are clanky, though. She's not wrong.
And whereas Chris and I can get into places more easily undetected when things don't blow up once we're inside.
And then we have to come save your ass and keep you all from dying.
My suggestion is this. I've been thinking much about the ways of combat of late. And I thought about the eagle. When an eagle attacks a snake, it doesn't attack it on the ground. It swoops down, picks it up, and lifts it up high so that the snake loses its strength. So when we enter into these combat situations, perhaps we could think it through and remove the threat or draw the threat into an area where they lose strength instead of fighting them in their own domain, in their own environment, if you get my meaning. As I said, I've been thinking about these things. It may not make sense to you what I just said, but
I think I can understand that.
Okay, so it's been about 4 hours of the night at this point.
Wait, what?
oh,
We've not been talking that long.
Well, you guys said you went to bed for a little while and then.
but we were gonna sneak out.
No.
Okay, so you just went to the tent and then or to the caravan.
That would have been
That's
at,
fine.
I would have said that would have been at just like 10 minutes of talking right there, if that.
Yeah, I just figured that you had waited a while before talking.
No, they
Before
were
sneaking
discussing this as we were in
Okay,
the wagon,
yeah.
as we were
so
getting
it's been
in.
about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow,
Not the whole night.
this is a TARDIS.
It's bigger on the inside.
Mhm.
It's a TARDIS, that's funny.
But Cole, I feel like now that I'm thinking about it objectively, maybe we wait on the locked wagon until we see if we can find the daughter tomorrow. Because as of right now, we have no real justification for going into that wagon. And if we don't find her tomorrow, then we can check it out. But honestly, I'm exhausted. It's been a really long day with everything.
The wolves and the
wolves,
the Baron,
the wolves and the Locky
and the
party
wolves and the crazy sun and the wolves.
and
And that
honestly, I
Avery
really,
chick.
I don't. Was Avery today? See, it was such a long day. I don't remember if I saw Avery today.
Oh,
I think
know.
Avery was today, just really early today.
All I know is I really feel at a disadvantage around her.
Well, yes, because she
Interesting.
usually has like 10 wolves with her.
Greg got it.
Okay, so if everybody.
Oh, that's very meta. Sorry. It just sunk in. But yeah, I really need to sleep. I'm exhausted.
I think Chris is ahead of all of us on that one.
Well, that's Chris. He tends to avoid emotionally heavy situations.
Chris, are you really sleeping?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so yeah. If nothing else is going on,
Sleep.
then we'll say that 4 hours have passed, and we're going on break because it's been about 2 hours, and I need to go to the bathroom. So we'll see you guys in 15 minutes, and we will be
Right back.
back soon to finish our nap and rest up.
Level
and
up?
in the
Question
time that
mark?
you guys are sleeping here, you can prepare your next level up
Woo!
because you have
Prepare
been
it
on
or
a
actually
hell.
do
Double
it?
bonk!
What
Of the
does
day.
prepare mean?
Yeah.
Means do
you
it
can
now.
make sure that your characters on D&D Beyond are the proper
Ready.
level, the one
But
level up,
we,
and
we don't level up.
We
Is
do level up.
you level up in the
Level
sleep.
5! Level 5!
Level 5 in your sleep. And make sure that your tokens on Roll20 in this map are the correct HP. Because I think that one of them
Gotcha.
is too low, but maybe not. I can't tell. It's
We-
starting to get to that
We're
point where
starting to merge.
the D12s and the D8s are starting to get more confusing. So yeah, I'll see you guys in 15 minutes, and you can prepare your level up if you haven't already. And thanks everybody. See you soon. Hello.
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 Hi.
Welcome back, everybody.
To level 5.
Yay!
Well,
More
assuming
bonk.
assuming that nothing else happens in the night and you guys go through the night unhindered on your rest.
Are we getting a full 8 hours?
If you prevent yourselves from doing that, then no. But I will not prevent you from doing that.
I'm not gonna prevent myself.
One thing that it does happen though is that in the night, throughout the night, Cole, you start to have sort of an unsettling dream of sorts. You heard this man earlier, this dusk elf, mention this amber temple, and very similar, the Casimir, the fellow that you met first when you came into camp here, and he was trying to get you guys to go west with him. And you get a vision of sorts, that like you see the Morning Lord symbol in your sleep, like the whole area is black and dark shadows everywhere, but in the very far distance you see the Morning Lord symbol glowing, and it's illuminating an area almost like the only thing that exists on a plane is this Morning Lord symbol. And you see this man, Casimir, walking off into the distance towards the symbol. And as you sort of float ethereally over him and watch him walking west down the road out towards the mountains that lead up into the south, and you feel that warmth, that divine warmth that you used to feel from Persona, coming from the Morning Lord, coming from this symbol of the Morning Lord, kind of leading you that direction as well. And it passes down by this gentleman, by this man Casimir, and you sort of fly and you start to see a landscape appear before you, and you're traveling up through the mountains, and it's getting like cold, and the wind starts blowing, and there's ice chunks flying at your face. And then in the distance you see your brother standing at the precipice of this great temple. Giant statues line the outside of this temple, and they are covered in some sort of bronze-looking material. They are made of this bronzish material, and they stand sentry outside of this temple. And you see your brother faring as best he can against the cold, and walking up and towards this temple, and then you're back again and you wake up.
Okay. Sorry, I was typing in what you were saying. Okay. Do I snap awake or do I just...
Yeah, it's kind of like you're traveling and flying towards your brother to get a better view of him, and then right when you're about to see him, right when you're about to like get a glimpse of his face, he sort of starts to turn, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you're like fully awake, like you were just awake just now. You were there. You were right in it.
Reef! And I sit up sharply in the wagon, breathing hard. And at first I don't realize where I'm at. And I draw my dagger, and I'm breathing hard, and I'm like looking around because I assume it's dark in the wagon.
Yeah, there's like a very, very dim light from outside. It's actually half campfire and half rising sun-ish thing.
Okay, I'm looking around, eyes wide, saying, Reef, where are you? Don't go in there. And then I suddenly realize where I'm at, and I can feel sweat beating on my face.
The rest of you guys hear Cole talking to himself, seemingly. And you're woken up by him.
I am gripping that dagger really hard. My knuckles are turning red from gripping it.
Oh, put the dagger down.
Midnight.
Everything.
Did you see?
I watched you as you jolted from your sleep. I think you were having a nightmare.
No. That was no nightmare. That was more. Something more. I don't know what to say. I look at the dagger in my hand and I start to relax my grip slowly, and I slide it back into its sheath. Then I take a deep breath and say, I need some fresh air. And then I'll climb out of the wagon and walk toward the horses or something.
Okay, and
Oh,
one
yes,
more thing
fresh
that
horse air.
happened in the night that was sort of concerning for you for a minute there, Midnight. But it
Mhm.
was something that it was a very brief thing, and then it
Yeah.
went back to normal. But you did see Cole's hand come off.
Oh boy.
It tried to walk towards the exit of the wagon, and it noticed that you're there, and then it went back on his hand. And you were like, well, I guess I don't have to wake him up for that now. And then, you know,
Woke himself up.
It's not worth interrupting your sleep cycle for something that
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be a problem. But
It's like
you
you
did
didn't
notice
mention it in the morning.
yeah, so it's now he's awake, and you can turn off your sleep cycle because you've had enough yourself, and
Is everyone else still in the wagon, or are they waking up now?
I
Yes.
think Chris just went for a bathroom break in the morning, I guess.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
And then we hear a flush. See, if I were Lee, I would go in there and flush the toilet on purpose with the mic on just to mess with everybody. My wife goes, yep.
There's no toilets in Barovia.
There's holes in the ground.
I should say there's no running water toilets in Barovia.
Got an
I have
outhouse.
invented toilets.
What time is the festival? Midday?
No,
It's
early in
about
the morning.
midday, yeah. It's you have
Hmm.
probably about 6 hours before any of the festivities start up.
All right, I don't think we have time to waste. I'd like to get back to town before the festival, and we need to go find this girl so that we can get those potions to get us back home.
Maybe keep an eye on the tiger as well, if we can.
I feel like, so they were going to initially offer us some people. Do we feel like we need the people to come with us, or do we tell them to stay here and guard the town, guard the
I
camp?
think those people are for if we were going to check up north, above the city,
So
for that trail they mentioned.
like basically, if you guys are out of the wagon at all, you notice that there's a lot more people here than there were last night. A lot
Yes.
of them have returned.
We were
And
told
they
that there were
are-
some trackers that could help us.
Yeah, and they're starting to head out again, gather some horses up. They came back for a few hours, had some sleep, and are heading out again on orders of Luvash and Arabelle.
Okay. So I would go check in with Luvash and Arabelle to connect with the trackers.
Okay, yeah, they're in the tent there still. They're sleeping.
Hmm.
Just waking up, having some breakfast. You smell eggs and bacon coming from the tent.
Oh. Those wolf steaks smell just like bacon and eggs.
Oh, no wolves here, my friend. These are I'll just bring you over to the tent, because then they can see inside. These are the delicacies from beyond the mists.
No, something that isn't made out of wolf meat? Sign me up.
This is the pig.
Oh, wonderful. So about these trackers, where are they, and who are the names?
Well, we can send you with 2 trackers. Why don't
Great.
we get...
I don't want to take up too much of your morning, so if you could just... We're over at that wagon, you can send them our way.
All right, very well. You are willing to take on this task to find the Arabelle with us?
I mean, we had like a half-hour conversation last night about it.
So, I would like it if the best chance that we have so far, the best trail we have found, has been either into Vallaki or around Vallaki somewhere. We can't tell if he's gone in there or not. But somebody has taken her from here, as far as we know. And I think they stole some wine as well. And she is gone now, so I do not know.
Do you have any enemies in Vallaki that you know of? Anybody that'd be willing to perpetrate this crime?
Vistani have no enemies. We are
Van Richten.
needed by everyone.
All right. Well, thank you. And we'll be sure to report back to you.
Oh, we'll grab some bacon and eggs. And
Oh, you're here too, Cole. It's good. Good morning.
I walked in. I'll ask, is there any chance that your daughter could have left voluntarily?
I mean, she is an adventurous one, yes, but I do not think she would. I don't know. No, I don't.
Was there anyone in the camp that she was romantically involved with, or someone that had a grudge against her?
He reaches down for his whip and he's like, "She is 7 years old. She is not. She is
I
innocent.
thought she was an adult.
No, she's a kid.
My daughter is innocent. She has not done anything wrong."
Well, my mistake, sir. I thought that you had said that she was a grown woman.
No, she is hardly able to take care of herself. She has been wandering the woods sometimes. She enjoys looking around, following the trackers around sometimes, but I do not let her go very far from camp. She knows this.
And do you have any rivals among the Vistani or the Dusk Elves that might be wishing to use her against you?
I do not think so. No, like I said, everyone needs the Vistani's support and all the things we can bring them. We are very well looked upon here. There is no need for us to fight. We have everyone in our debt.
Okay, and one final question. Do you think that it's possible whoever took her could have taken her into, what's the name of the town again?
Vallaki?
Vallaki.
Yes, it's
Everything
possible.
is okay in Vallaki.
Like I said, we lost the trail just north of the town. They circled around the west gate, and then either went in the north gate or maybe towards the lake. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. Thank you for the information. Remember, be prepared for an attack today.
Yes, we will have everyone. If you are going, then we will keep some of the trackers here, just in case this crazy bard shows up. I am not scared of one man, but
Are they scared of the
You should be
tiger?
scared. Yeah, Mira walks into the tent and she hears this last bit. She looks at the breakfast and she'll go, "Well, you might want to be scared of the tiger." And she looks at the food and she'll begrudgingly take a plate
Arabelle
of
gives you a
bacon and
nod,
eggs.
and like you can see that he's like, kind of concerned about, that like when you wake up with a hangover and you're like, what did I do last night? And he kind of gives you that look like, like trying to remember some of what he said to you, but gives you a nod.
And Mira will look at him and just give him kind of like a predatory smile, like
He'll roll me some intimidation.
I think she has an advantage for that because we have like a flurry. In
Yeah.
the
Oh
thing.
my God, there's so many. Okay.
Yeah, I'll mark off a Mira advantage.
Oh wow. Okay,
what did I
so.
roll? 19.
Oh wow.
There we go.
And Aragorn. Okay, yeah, he looks down at his boots and starts shuffling his feet a little bit, very awkwardly. He's like,
I'm trying to do that since episode 0.
Yay!
Nice. So yeah, he's like, well, I wish you luck. It seems that our Vistani luck has run out here. We need some assistance. So yes, please. I will send Redrick and Saul with you, and they should. I will send somebody to go find them now, and they will be ready. Guy runs
And then
out.
shortly after, Midnight comes in and kind of walks up to Cole and says, Cole, I need to talk to you about something that happened last night.
Okay, 1 second. Redwick and what?
Redrick and Saul.
Saul. Okay.
Oh, I guess
Well, what-
you guys can't see the names, or what?
No.
I will try to change that. There it is. Save. There. So yeah, two dusk
what
elves
do you
come into
mean
the tent with you.
midnight?
It's better explained outside.
Very well.
She'll kind of like walk in outside to like one of the carts that has no people around it.
The locked cart.
Yeah, there's actually nobody around any of the things, any of the wagons, but they you do hear movement inside of them and some laughter and some people waking up.
Cole will lean his side against the wagon and nonchalantly put his ear against it too as she's talking to him.
Did you want
Okay.
to say something, Mira, first?
Nonchalantly being like,
Yeah, you can roll me a perception check, Cole.
I think he has an advantage somewhere.
Probably with
above.
advantage.
Yeah, let's see what's first. Because I think that's how we're doing it.
Cole
The first one's
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
All right, yeah, Cole. Yeah, perception check with disadvantage.
I'll mark that.
Well,
And you hear a loud, disturbing flatulence coming from that wagon.
Okay.
So Cole, last night I noticed your hand doing the severing act again.
What do you mean?
You know how it pops off of your arm at night while you're asleep and walks around on its own? I've discussed this with you before.
Yeah, could we get some glue or something?
I was like, you haven't discussed this with me. What about his hand walking?
I've
around
mentioned this
itself?
I mentioned this like several episodes ago, guys.
Well, I mean, we saw it happen a few days ago as well.
Yeah.
You did?
This time, the hand seemed to want to leave the cart. And as soon as it
Mira
saw
was
me in front of the
sleeping.
door, it doubled back. Big time. And popped back on.
Okay.
I just assumed that's something Tritons do.
Exactly.
Is
I
that
don't
unusual?
People's
we
hands
tried to
coming
do it.
off people's hands coming off are typically not normal.
It's
Which
not
hand
really-
was it?
Was it actually his hand, or was it
It
like
was
a
his hand.
spiritual looking?
It was his hand severed from his wrist, walking around, trying to leave the cart.
Mira's gonna walk up to Cole and try to pull his hand off.
Which hand was it?
Greg, which hand is it?
It's his left hand.
Your left hand.
Drats, I'm left-handed.
It's not the
She's-
first time your hand has done this, and it will only do this at night. Remember the time it left scratched the message in the sand?
Wait, are you really left-handed?
Yes.
Is Cole left-handed?
Peter is. So
well-
Cole is.
Okay, then it was your offhand. So,
So-
I just said left
Con,
because I
it's
thought
offhand.
most people are right-handed.
I too am left-handed.
Okay, well I'm proven wrong.
Nanner.
I'm ambidextrous.
Show off. Mira just has to get that special thing going on.
It was your right hand.
But yes, Cole, your hand wanders on its own at night.
Okay.
Remember the time there was a message scratched in the
Yeah.
dirt that one time we were
Did
camping
it leave a
outside?
message this time?
Oh yeah.
No, it saw me sitting at the door and then scurried back to your wrist.
I don't like this. I hate not having full control of myself. Perhaps, I don't know, maybe it's trying to tell us something.
Telling us it
next
wants to
time it
leave.
happens, maybe follow it? I don't know. Or
You pretend to not be aware so that it thinks you're fully sleeping.
I'm still playing
That's the
catch up.
thing.
I thought he was like one of those creatures with 8 arms from the ocean. I saw some merchants peddling. The arms could be removed, and a whole new one will grow out of it. And I thought that's just how Tritons do, you know.
crab? A
No,
shrimp?
I think it was a
Starfish?
Yes, a starfish. Yes.
Well, I am a star, but
He's not the starfish.
If we cut you up into small pieces, will a bunch of you grow out of them?
sure, let's try that, Chris.
But the thing you mentioned, Mira, my eyes, whenever I go into sleep mode, have to stay dimmed or the sleep mode is not functioning. So it knows already when I am active and when I'm not. And it knows I can always see it. It's somehow conscious that it knows I know.
Oh, my hand is smart.
All right.
Wow.
It was
maybe
smart
we-
enough to write.
Maybe we just tie it to you for the time being.
Maybe strap it down with like some kind of special
Yeah.
hand things, like
Put it in
put a glove and
put
then
a
strap
bag-
it to your
A
forearm.
bag over his wrist.
When it detaches, catch it in a sack and tie it shut. I want to see if I want to see what my arm looks like
All right.
after it detaches.
The thing
Yeah,
is, I
me
don't know
too.
what happens when it reaches morning and it doesn't reattach itself.
Only one way to find out.
So one day you
Oh.
might be handless for the rest of the day if we do this.
Ah,
Eudachar says, "It sees you when you're sleeping. It knows when you're awake."
Awesome.
I had to share that.
It seems more like a question of it sees you when you're sleeping. It knows when you're awake.
Army of Darkness. Didn't his hand come off and crawl around and try to choke him and stuff?
Hmm. Well, he kind of cut it off with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, well,
we
do
have
you-
a little girl to find and save.
Yes.
Let's go
find
save
the
the
little
7-year-old girl.
So shall we check inside town first? Or shall we check by the lake?
Well, let's go check with our friend Van Richten. He's the only one with a motive. Wait, what is it about the lake? Why did you bring that up?
I did think they mentioned there was tracks that could have possibly headed northwards toward the lake.
Yeah, they mentioned a few gates she could have gone in, but we won't know until we start tracking.
Well, we have
her.
the trackers here
So-
with us. Why don't we split up? We have 2 of us and the trackers go to the pond or lake, and the rest of us, the other 2, go to Van Richten and ask him.
I do
This
need
is
to
a-
go in the lake.
Okay,
So maybe I
so-
could do 2 things. We could
How about
kill
Chris
2
and I?
birds.
Chris and I and the trackers go to the lake, and the rest of you go to Van Richten.
You are Chris.
Yeah,
Chris
you
and
are
I and the
Chris.
trackers.
Chris himself and I.
Yes, of course.
He's basically just like, I want to leave.
I'm gonna go with the
I will
trackers
leave you
myself.
all.
Chris, myself, and I. That's awesome.
What's in that cup there, Lee?
Chris and Cole. All right.
Chris, now you got me doing it. Midnight is the only
I'm
one
not
that can breathe
sure.
underwater. Other
All
than
right.
me.
Well, you and Midnight go then.
Don't cause any trouble, please.
Well, the problem with Chris and I going, I mean, we can go to Van Richten. I don't think he'll talk to us. We know for a fact that he'll just jerk me around because I'm part Vistani.
Okay. Well, he does have a rapport with
Midnight.
who? Oh, well,
Me,
all right.
Mid-
So it makes more sense for her to go speak when he will speak to.
Let's all just go to him first. And
Yeah,
then,
because he'll take less
rather
time than the
skip
lake.
party.
But I'm kind of, we don't even know if the trail is going to the lake. Let's follow the trail with the trackers first because we need to
And
find
see
this
which directions it
girl.
heads into.
Because this is the closest we've gotten to having a way to get home, and this girl is the only thing standing in our way.
Yeah, let's check the tracks around town, see if any go inside, and see if any head towards the lake.
Okay.
All right.
And then we'll decide
So
from
let's-
there.
Yes, let's decide until we see where the trail goes.
So
Okay.
either way,
Following
we
the
have to
trail
go
with the
toward town.
trackers.
Yeah. Either way, we're going towards town first.
Okay. So, you guys, I'll just bring you to
General
say-
map.
Yeah, let's say just this map.
I need to alter my token. Oops. My token tick should be to 3 whenever the map appears.
Okay. Well, this is going to be the group token.
Gotcha. I'll just alter it when my token comes up again.
Do I have the party
Where are we?
token somewhere here?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still at the windmill.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so you're kind of in the bushes here, near Vallaki,
Mm-hmm.
and just south of town, sort of. And so as you travel out around back towards the road, and the trackers bring you closer to the edge of this bush line, they do see that the trail sort of disappears at the northern edge of this brush, where you can head back. You can head south and go into the northern entrance of the town. There are a few old cabins and like fishing. Do I have the right part of the map up? Yeah, I do. No, wait, I don't. There we go. So you've traveled from here, where the Vistani camp is, up through the edge of the bush here. You haven't encountered any wolves or anything like that here, but you do notice that you're probably not alone here. You have seen creatures scuttle off in the very far distance. You've seen eyeballs in the bush as the sun starts to sort of speckle in through the through the leaves here. It's starting to get a little brighter, almost like it's a daytime-ish. And but you lose the trail when you get to the exit here, and you find that there are some old abandoned fishing cabins and things as you get closer to the water. And there are guards that are posted outside on the parapet and everything for the town. You could enter the town here, or you could go towards the lake. or towards these cabins.
And there's the trail of the girl doesn't seem to really point us either way.
Well, there was a trail of struggle where it looked like something was being dragged. It led up to about here. It looks like when it hit the road, or just when it came out of the bushes before it hit the road quite, the drag marks went away.
Cole I rolled a survival roll.
Would that still be disadvantage? Let me check. It should probably still be disadvantage, unfortunately, if it's going by order in the queue.
Cole, disadvantage from Rio Lancelot.
Yeah.
Your next one's at advantage. You got it? Okay. Thanks, Jess.
The disadvantage has been marked. You got a 6.
At least it's gone now. But basically, I was looking for anything that could have dropped on the trail, any clues at all other than footprints.
Right. Unfortunately, your 6 isn't quite enough. You do see that whatever was dragging this through here was very erratic. It didn't just walk with determined steps. It's sort of one of these types of trails. It's meandering a lot through the bush.
Okay. Do the trackers recommend anything?
Well, they just basically say this is the last place that we have seen her. I do not know, or the last place that we can find the trail. I do not know. Like, it doesn't seem to pick up anywhere.
The trail just ends here?
It seems like she was, well, from my guess, whatever was dragging her decided to pick her up here. Maybe to prevent the guards from seeing them. I don't know. I have not been into the town, but some of us have, searching for her. No sign of her yet. Town. So
where are we in relation to the lake and the town?
Like right in between. We're like at a fork in the road. It can go
yeah,
either way.
Exactly. You're basically, you come out of the woods of where that path was. It was just basically on the edge of the wood line is where this like meandering trail led to, and it looks like something was being dragged through the edges of the trees. And then right here where the trees have ended, it looks like it was picked up and then carried the rest of the way.
Well, it seems like there's 2 roads. Which one do you all want to check out first?
I would like to check the kind of trails myself to see if I can discern if whatever was carrying this person, or if it seemed human or other.
Okay,
or humanoid or other.
You can give me a survival check as well.
I think
Gonna
Mira
go
has
for a blade for me.
advantage. Let me check. Mira has advantage.
From Rio Lancelot.
Let me mark that.
Thank you,
for
Rio.
Oh,
Mark is
Well,
good.
I think it's only advantages left now. Oh no, Midnight has a disadvantage still.
A single one.
who gave you
And
disadvantage?
Jen.
Oh,
Looking at you, Jen.
So you can tell this was a human, or humanoid, but you don't know much else other than that. It wasn't very strong either, from what you can tell with that. It looks like it was struggling, or maybe something was wrong with it or something, because it's like Cole noticed too. The trail is very meandering.
okay.
Almost like
well,
there's erratic steps as well
okay.
that are next to the drag marks.
All right. Well, I feel like we should maybe go to town first. Or maybe we go with Chris's initial suggestion of splitting up, and some of us go to Van Richten. And
I think we're pressed against the clock here. If they indeed took her to the lake, there's only one real reason to take somebody there.
To get
Right.
rid of them.
Right.
Mhm.
But if we chase them into town, we don't want the trail to run cold there because there'd be ample places to hide. So I
Well,
think
this was a
splitting up
few-
is the best course of action.
This was a few days ago that she was taken as well.
So if she's dead, she would be dead.
Oh, all right. So I guess there's no urgency.
And so if they wanted to drown her that instant, she would have been drowned.
All right. Well, I'm kind of hungry. We could go back to town and get something to eat.
He just ate
I
some
mean-
bacon and eggies. He wants more bacon and eggies.
We know
Why
people
don't
have
you
been
three go to town and I'll go to the lake since water is my natural domain. Maybe I can look for clues around the lake and you all could go into town.
And you can actually
Alright.
see the lake from
Uh,
here,
so-
Cole. And it's like
Okay, I'll go with you,
calling
Cole.
to
Yeah, I hesitate on completely having someone go alone.
Yeah,
so
that
Midnight
lake
and I will
has-
go into
yeah.
town.
All right.
And
Well,
You sure?
do you ladies enjoy your day in town? We'll be dredging a lake.
I did want to mention I don't have to breathe.
Yes, but nobody. Rick didn't want to speak to anybody but you. You know, we've been over this.
Yeah. Don't
Well-
drown, Chris.
I'll take Piccolo.
Oh, here's some, she'll hand you over some blueberries. Rickon said to feed him these as well sometimes.
Oh,
She'll hand you over
yes.
a pouch of blueberries.
You know, is there anything that would make his stool a little bit firmer? It seems to be a bit runny.
He's apparently very loyal to the blueberries, and don't let him steal the whole bag.
I think he is. I think that's the problem. It's too many blueberries. I mean, he threw a handful of it on me last night.
Maybe a dip in the lake will fix that a little bit.
Was that a big handful or a small handful?
Many
I don't-
handfuls.
it was all right.
Can Piccolo hear any of that, or is that just all in common?
That's human talk. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna speak to them in
He's-
monkey.
He's just ignoring y'all, just being like, looking all regal.
With his monkey cape.
He heard his name a few times and he got a little proud. Recognize that.
I just imagine he still has his little cape on.
So yeah, you would see that on the shores here, there are a few old abandoned shacks that are looks like nobody really lives in them anymore. But there is a campfire that's smoldering near one of them, and there is an individual, the only one, who is pushing a boat out onto the lake right now. As you can see him in the distance, there's only one person out there, and he's sort of wading in the water, pushing his boat out.
Sir, stop.
Well, you guys are a couple hundred feet away from.
Oh. Sir, stop!
Yeah, like
Thaumaturgy!
maybe he would hear if you yell at him, right? It's quite a distance.
I mean,
like
you do
the
have
whole-
you do have thaumaturgy, so you can be incredibly loud if you want to be.
That's true.
I don't.
I know, I
You
don't.
do also see that there are a few guards. If you guys are splitting up towards closer to town, you see there's a few guards that have been posted outside of the gate, which is unusual. Like, you don't usually see guards outside of the gates, and they are. Seems that they're looking in the bushes around the gates as well. So you guys have about 300 meters, or quarter of a
Are we jumping
mile.
between scenes here? I feel
quarter
like
of
we're
a mile
jumping
in
really.
each direction. This is kind of what you see on either thing. So it's like
Yeah.
if you guys are
is
splitting
what-
up now,
Cole and I see.
this is what you see from the fork in the road, because there's some great gate guards out.
All right, I'm gonna
on this
flag
side.
down the guy that's getting in the boat.
Okay, so you're heading towards the lake then.
Yeah.
And so Cole and Chris are headed towards the lake, and Midnight and Mira are separating back towards the town. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that was what was happening.
TM.
So I'll just bring. Well, actually, that seems like a good enough time to go to the other map.
I thought you were going to end it for the night. I was like, no!
You're about to be like, boy.
And after like 2 weeks, like
We will riot.
an hour early.
Okay, so
Riot,
Chris
riot.
and Cole.
Oh my goodness. Is that a body floating in the water?
We slept and a little girl died.
I'm going to cry.
I mean,
I think I
if
have
it's-
the scale of this map a little bit wrong, but that's okay. Anyways. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I was going to say the vertical is more than the horizontal,
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
making rectiles. Okay.
Rectiles?
Yes, it's got rectile dysfunction.
Rectangle dysfunction?
Oh man.
That's
It is a
reptile.
little girl.
That was pretty
isn't it?
funny.
Thank you.
What does your Zoom say?
Oh man.
What does the Zoom Max say? Does it
That's
say
so
dollar? Does it say
sad.
person?
Did you move the map?
He
I mean,
did.
it's
He
kind of
hid
hard
more
to
of
say.
it.
Yeah, we lost our shoreline. Oh, he's just trying to fit it to the grid.
I'm trying to make it less goofy looking. Don't know if I can.
Right now it looks like a plaid map.
Plaid. Don't be mad. Be plaid.
One thing that helps me out when I'm sizing these maps up is the snap or fit to grid when
Right.
you move it to the map layer, and you can trace out the 3x3 cube, and then it will size it to that. And then you look at the map properties afterwards to see what dimensions it ended up, and then you can set the page to that dimension.
Okay. I think
sounded
I've
very-
got it though. I just didn't set this beforehand and I had it on the wrong layer so I didn't notice.
Is this an imported map or a...
Yeah, this is somebody else's map that I brought in. It's kind of last minute idea to...
You just right click on it and go down to advanced, align to grid, trace out the 3x3, and then it'll set it to the appropriate size. And that's 3 of the cells on the drawn map, not the cells of the grid.
Right.
So,
I'm not particularly picky.
yeah, I mean, if we're not gonna like have a fight here, I don't think it matters.
Right.
So if you
Notice
continue,
she's
we
still
know we're going to
resizing.
die.
I think I got it close. It's very close.
How'd your token get in there, Chris?
I dragged it out from the journal.
Oh, show off. Okay.
I don't have those updated with the right stats yet, but you guys can do that again, I guess. I think that the problem was that I just made it too big. Maybe not. I
It's
tried
too
doing
tall.
that, but it's too tall, eh?
It's fine. We shouldn't have
Yeah.
to fiddle with the map for too long.
Yeah.
Alright.
What do we see?
Anyways, that was a little bit too long, I suppose.
That,
Try
Never
one
mind.
last adjustment. If this is wrong, then I get rid of it. Doesn't look right. Okay, well that's fine. Can I set the...
I'm gonna leave in 2 minutes to go get my dinner. I'll be AFK for like 5 minutes.
Okay. I'm just gonna put this on token
There you go.
layer. And then get rid of that. And
Looks fine from here.
maybe that'll work. Okay.
yeah, this will work.
No it won't because it's gonna move
Just leave
around.
the grid off.
Yes.
Well, that's pretty close, but we'll just
We'll
use
just
the
go with
grid
that.
that's on the map.
Let's just go with that. That's close enough. I apologize, guys. I try to set that stuff up beforehand. But yeah, you're both there. You've passed. You've seen this man rowing out into the lake with his boat there, and it looks like he's got like a burlap sack in the boat, and he is struggling to keep the sack from moving as he paddles his boat out towards the middle of the lake.
Oh, okay. So the boat is actually out there.
Why is the sack moving?
Well, it looks to be like there's something in the sack, someone maybe even in the sack.
I run to the edge of the water.
And you see him actually seeing you guys, because there's usually nobody, there was nobody on the shore before, but he's been looking backwards every little while. And when he sees you, he starts rowing even harder.
I cast sleep on him.
That might be a little too far. Oh, maybe not.
It's supposed to be 200 feet. So I was going to tell you theater of the mind, but you guys were like, I didn't want to get anything confused for you. And have
Okay.
it be, so I wanted to give you something
Are
visual.
there any boats along the coastline?
There's 3 boats there that are sitting there unused. There's many more that are farther down.
Okay.
Cole's gonna start stripping. Taking off his... Actually, I don't have to take off my armor. It's coral armor.
Don't.
Occasionally you see the sack moving, and the man
Don't bust out
hits
the
the sack
sticks.
with his paddle to stop it from moving as much.
I'm gonna dive in the water. I'll leave my pack on the shore, and I'll dive in the water with my trident.
And upon seeing you do that, you see the man stand up in a panic, and he takes the sack and he throws it over the edge.
I'm underwater at this point.
Okay, so you are moving. I assume you're dashing there, and well, do you have a swim speed?
30.
30. Okay, so you're able to go 60 feet in a turn. So you get like 1/3 of the way there.
60.
Well, if you're
Okay.
dashing, if you're dash swimming,
Yeah.
because if you
I'm
have a swim
definitely
speed, then you
dashing.
can double that when you're dashing.
At least my wife says I'm dashing.
And so this sack just went into the water, like, 6 seconds have passed now. And,
Well, there's air in a tied sack. Remember that.
right? It looks like a burlap sack of sorts. It looks like this might have been the thing that was dragged, actually, through the forest a few days ago. And you see the man in the boat, panicking a little bit more, and basically he stumbles around a little bit and falls on his butt as the boat's moving in the water a little bit too. And he
That boat
gets
has
back
a
up.
hole in it.
He gets back up and starts swearing a little bit. You hear Chris just on the shore. You hear some and I guess
Is that
you're
a doll
hopping in a boat.
floating in the water?
I'm just making ready for the boat. I'm trying to row out there as fast as I can. So that's
Okay.
what I'm doing.
So you're able to
Pick
get
one
the
that
boat.
don't have a hole.
I really think the focus is on Cole right now.
Yeah, you're able to get the boat going into the water and then jump in. And Cole, you move another 60 feet towards the boat that's floating in the middle of the water. And
I poke my head up long enough to try to see his face, and then I dive under again.
you see his face. He is not looking at you because he doesn't know you're there right now. He doesn't know where you went. But he's clearly intoxicated. This man, because you're only like 50 feet away from him now, you can see he's actually stumbling around, and you see him like what's he even looking at? Doesn't look he's in his right mind necessarily.
Just so you know, if that little girl is in that sack and she's dead, I'm gonna go all Jason Voorhees on this boat.
Well, you see the sack was moving around before he threw it in.
Jaws 2.0.
So there's that too, right? And so you're Chris, you're able to start rowing, and you're probably 10 or 15 feet off the shoreline now. And Cole, you are coming up on a sack in the water, and you see this sack of descending into the water, floating farther and farther down. It's probably 30 or 40 feet in the water right now, as you see like struggling going on inside of the tied bag.
Can I grab it now?
Yeah, you're able to. You're under the water here. You're probably 50 feet, 40 feet down.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it and swim up diagonally towards shore, but putting a little bit of distance between me and the boat.
Okay.
And
so
meanwhile, I'm using my dagger. I'm kicking with my feet to move, and I'm using my dagger to cut the strap around the top of the bag.
You have noticed that the struggling has slowed down inside of the bag, and there were more air bubbles coming out when you first started pulling it, but now there's a few less. But
She's breathing out all the air in her lungs.
You do also see or hear. Give me a perception check. With advantage, it looks like.
I'm underwater.
Yeah. You can't see underwater?
You're a fish, though.
Yeah, I can see underwater. Just if it's a hearing thing, I can't.
So yes,
Pug
you can.
gave you advantage as well. So I'll use that.
I rolled an 11.
An 11?
Yes, double 11s.
That is good enough because you are happy to be back in the water as well, because like this is the first time you've been in the water, and this water doesn't really seem that polluted. You've heard that there's no fish here. You've heard that like the fishing had stopped. That's why all these boats are on the shore. No boats are in the water. It was cursed of some kind, but you feel like right at home here, and you're just flying through. And one of the things that you notice is that there is something big moving on the bottom of this lake. It doesn't look to be coming at you or anything like that right now, but you see it moving across underneath the boat as you swim away.
Okay, as I'm angling toward the surface, I'm going to be sure not to make much splashing, because I know that attracts certain creatures of the sea.
And you're probably 30 feet, 40 feet from the shoreline now. And
I'm surfaced, and I'm just staying in one place, trying to open the bag to get air to whatever's in there.
Okay, and you pull the bag up, and there's clearly a body in the bag. It feels like the body of a child, but it's moving slightly. It's not deceased at all. It's coming out of the bag slightly. She's sort of unable to move out of the bag unless you pull the bag off of her.
How close am I to Chris in the boat?
You're probably Chris is moving closer, and you're probably right there and able to see that he's in the boat there. And
I'm gonna try to hand her off to Chris onto the boat.
Okay, I pull her up.
Yeah, I'm assuming her.
When I get within 110 feet, I was gonna cast sleep on the guy.
Okay. I'll give you the boat.
Okay, I'll be back.
What did he cast on her?
He cast sleep on the man in the boat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as he gets closer and closer to the boat, you throw the bag with the girl in it inside of your boat, and when he is within 110
I don't throw it.
feet,
I gently place it in the boat.
Well, throw it out of the water back into the gently placed into the boat. You know how you throw a sack, anyways.
Bam.
No, anyways, you guys are close enough that Chris is able to do that, and you see the man in the boat there just poop, and he takes like one step forward, and he's like, what are you doing? And then all of a sudden he falls over and hits his face on the inside of the boat somewhere, and he is out. And out of the bag, this girl is coughing and gasping for air,
I'll cast a Cure Wounds on her if she looks like she needs it.
She does. Her face is all red and blue, very purpley.
Be calm, child. Where's my calm wound?
Don't hurt me. I'm sorry.
My cure.
She's like coughing up a lung.
I never even rested. Well, now I can click that off. Let's call a healing word because my cure wounds disappeared. And I will look into that first chance I get.
So are you guys traveling closer to the boat still? Or are you now heading towards the shore?
Well, I'm imagining we're stopped we're floating there trying to revive the girl.
Okay, yeah. And so she's like,
I cast 5 healing on her.
She's like, how did I get here? What's going on?
It's okay, girl. You'll be okay. What was the little girl's name that we were told?
Arabelle.
Arabelle. Is your name Arabelle?
Yes? Who are you?
We are friends of your father. He sent us to find you. Do you remember what happened at all?
Daddy, Luvash, is he? Where is he?
We will take you to him.
Where are we?
We are on the lake. Chris, watch her. Get her to shore. And then I'll turn and I'll dive in. And I'm swimming right for that guy in the boat.
Okay, so as you dive in, make me a perception check.
And it's a smooth dive.
Yeah, it's a beautiful dive. You're down
dynamic.
You're down 20 feet now already. And you see this lake has some depth to it actually. Like as you get out a little bit, where this boat is, it's probably like 100 feet deep there.
He does not have advantage or disadvantage.
So 9. As you're traveling towards the boat, you do hear something moving in the water. You don't know where it is exactly, though.
I'm switching to live dice. I don't know where it's at.
You don't know where it is. You didn't. You know, it's like it was like a whoosh, like now it's gone, right? The water is very murky here.
How deep did you say it is?
Where you are, it's probably about 30 feet, but as you get towards the boat, it's more like 100 feet. In the middle of the lake, it's probably more like 200 feet. Maybe even more. Goes past your dark vision.
I believe I'm going to go about 15 feet beneath the surface and swim toward the boat. I'm tempted to go to the bottom, but I think dealing with this guy is more important right now.
Okay. As you get closer to the boat, the figure in the boat is sleeping soundly still, or not moving, and you can't tell that from under the water. But as you get closer to the boat, make me a dexterity saving throw.
So glad I took resilient dexterity. I got a 13.
That's going to be close enough that I have to check.
Ignore the second roll.
Yeah, okay, so you're able to just barely, because of your water ability to move through water and swim, you are able to avoid this. It appears to be a tentacle that shoots past you, and it's almost like the thing wasn't really going for you. It was just moving in that area, but you do see a large
spin around
tentacle.
it as I'm swimming.
Yeah, you do like a little bit of a pirouette twist in the water that like is highly effective in avoiding this tentacle, and it is a large tentacle that comes at you. You've seen bigger. You're not it's not something you've never seen before. You've swum the depths of the oceans with various creatures, but this one is fairly large. It's not something that is not intimidating. As you get closer to the boat, you can see the tentacle actually moves faster than you, obviously, and it wraps around the boat. As it comes out of the water, you can see it come back into the water again, wrapping around the boat. And Chris, you would notice, if you're still there listening, that a giant tentacle, probably like 3 feet wide, wraps around this boat and starts to crush the wood. And the sleeping person within is unknowing of this danger.
Right about now, Cole is thinking maybe the seaweed isn't worth 25 gold a handful.
You
3
did pass
feet
some
wide
seaweed.
tentacle?
You did pass some seaweed closer to shore, but it was just regular seaweed. You didn't spot anything.
So the boat is pulled
checks.
under by this big giant tentacle?
It starts to become crushed on the level, and then starts taking on water, and then
How far am I from the boat?
You hear a scream as this character that had taken the girl is awakened by very abruptly by a tentacle starting to crush his legs, holding him down, pinning him in this boat that's getting smaller and smaller around him.
I'll surface and I'll say, "What's your name?"
Ah!
His name is
I
think I have an in here somewhere.
I'm gonna dive to the bottom actually, and I'm gonna.
You finally get a good look at this thing, and
I have a question for you. Would I still have disadvantage if I'm trying to stealth in underwater, because my armor is made for underwater?
no, you won't have disadvantage for stealth if you're swimming.
Okay, then I'm gonna be trying to stealth as I go down to the bottom and kind of sneak along the bottom to see what this tentacle is attached to.
As the screen
you don't have
covers
to
your
go very
swim
far,
noises.
because it's actually drawing the boat past you again and showing you where it is.
I get a 7, so
Let me just
let me do a well, your 7's good enough, I guess.
oh wow.
It doesn't notice you. It drags the boat
that's
down
some
farther.
expert divine privilege right there.
As it crushes the boat, all the wood disappears, and you just see it's now grabbing onto the person. His upper half is visible, his lower half is completely engulfed by this tentacle that's wrapped around his legs. And you see it, like, blood start to squeeze out into the water. And you see this tentacle reach closer and closer and closer to something larger. As you see this thing.
Giant squid?
And that's the last thing that person in the boat saw as well, as it got taken into its maw.
got 8.
And then the creature descends back down into the depths.
Meanwhile, with Midnight and Mira.
One last thing, sorry. Since I'm near the bottom, do I see any of that seaweed?
You're going to have to give me a perception check.
Dadgummit.
And if you're swimming down farther, you're going to have to do another stealth check if you want to be...
Not 8.
Yeah, because that was just for the first encountering
I
it.
got a 10 perception.
Yeah, it seems like with the movement of this giant creature in this area, there's too much mud, and the water is just too murky right now to pick up anything that's...
I'm going to start heading back to to the boat where Chris is and get in it and paddle towards shore with Chris.
Okay. And you guys, you come back to the boat to see that Arabelle is now like hugging Chris. And as soon as you hop into the boat again, she's like, "Haha, Fishman!" And she gives you a hug.
Oh, it's good to see you well.
Can you take me to my daddy now?
Yes, I can. We will do that as soon as we retrieve our friends from town.
Okay.
Would you like to see them setting up for the festival in town?
Yeah. I'm not allowed to go to the festivals.
Well, we'll be walking through town. Maybe you'll be able to see something.
It's an excellent idea, Cole.
Cool.
Was I able to put the other person to sleep?
Yes, shortly before he got killed by a giant squid.
Yeah, so you put him to sleep.
Show Lee the squid.
And then he fell face first in his boat. I wasn't sure if you could hear when you went out or not. He fell face first in his boat, and then Cole swam up closer to them, and then he saw this thing. He avoided a tentacle that this thing was coming towards Cole with, but it wasn't really coming at Cole. It was going to the boat, and it wrapped its tentacle around the boat and squeezed, broke the boat, squeezed the individual in the boat, woke him up just in time to realize that he's being dragged into the depths, and disappeared into the mouth of this creature. And then Cole swam back towards you. You found the little girl was hugging you because she was scared in the boat.
Oh.
And
Hugging Cole or hugging Chris?
hugging Chris. She came up and she's like,
I had
when
handed the bag up to you on the boat.
Oh,
the monster appeared.
Okay, awkwardly takes it. Oh, yes, we saved you. Wonderful. All right, well, let's get off this lake before that thing decides it wants a second meal.
And I'll help him row toward the shore.
And you guys make it back to shore with the girl, and she points to one of the cabins and says, "He was keeping me there." Like one of the little fishing cabins. "I was locked up for a few days, and then this morning he came back, and then he put me in the bag again."
Do you know what his name was?
He said his name is Bluto.
All right. Well, you keep talking to her. I'll go check out the cabin.
He said he was a fisherman.
Okay, so we're on shore now?
He told me it was my fault that he couldn't catch fish. And she starts crying, and
Suck it up, kid. Life is hard.
And he makes his child cry excessively.
Yeah, so then she just starts bawling, and says, "I want to see my daddy."
So
And the one character who's actually good with kids is not there.
is in town.
I have Revivify, kid. I can shut you up long enough to get you home and then bring you back. So stop crying.
Like that's not gonna make it even worse.
Do you have the material components for Revivify? Because you do need material components that cost
You're
money.
a real jerk there, Greg.
Just saying. I want to give you guys fair warning. If material components have a gold cost, you need them.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
No
it's like a
idea.
diamond, isn't it?
It's 500 gold diamond, I think. Yeah.
No, 300.
300? Okay.
It's a cheap
And it
diamond.
consumes them. So if any of y'all die, you better have the money on you.
Well, we do got that cloak.
So let's catch
money.
up with Mira
Got the
and
cloak of
Midnight
money.
back towards
Who
the
got the
village.
cloak of money?
Mira got the cloak of money.
Mira got all of the money.
Let's catch up with Mira and Midnight back in the town. Boom.
So, Midnight, I just because we know Van Richten will not take to my presence very kindly, I'm going to stay close, but I think I'm going to stay hidden. I think that might be the best approach to this.
Possibly, and I'll probably have to leave out the fact that the child we're looking for is Vistani as well, because I don't think he'd help if he knew the child was Vistani.
Oh, I was going under the assumption that Van Richten might have taken the child.
I don't know if he would have that much intention of individually just taking one out of just, trying to murder everyone at once.
Well, there's only one way to find out. So, Mira's going to kind of...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go ahead.
I think he did say he would be setting up in the festival somewhere with the tiger.
Well, and if we can somehow get... I really kind of wish Curse were here. If we could somehow convince the tiger away from Van Richten, then we could potentially stop the attack overall.
And I do not speak with animals.
As you guys come up to the gates here, to get into the town, the guards approach you, and they're outside. The guards are outside, and they're like, "Oh, have you seen anyone moving about here this morning? We're looking for an
Just
escapee."
us?
An escapee?
Yeah, he's a town drunk. The fool. He's broken
What's
a
his
bunch of
name?
stuff. Oh, it's Bluto. The old fisherman.
No.
These days he's so drunk off his tits he can't even. Ugh. But yeah, he's burned down some stuff in town here, and we need to make him pay. Today's the day.
What
he's avoiding
places
punishment.
did he... What buildings did he burn down?
Oh well, it's just he tried to start a fire. I think. I don't know. I'm not the one who found him, to be honest. But we were told to arrest him and bring him in for re-education today. We've been looking for him for a few days now, but this is the day he's supposed to have his re-education for the festival, right? So.
About how many days ago, if you know?
Oh, it's about, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago he came through, and he was talking about how he wanted to end the curse or something, and then next thing I know, we were supposed to arrest him.
I'm kind of like side-eye
Usually
at Mira, and I kind of look over at Mira and say, how many days has the girl been missing?
I don't know. They said a couple. And Mira, when she did that, she definitely cast a message so that only they are hearing the conversation with each other.
Do you think he could be a suspect?
I mean, it's entirely possible. There's no way to know, though. Although, did this Bluto fellow walk with a limp, perhaps?
Oh, well, he could barely walk some days, eh?
So, what do you say
Because of the
his
drink?
movements? Would his movements be erratic?
I don't know, I suppose so. What kind of question is that? I don't know.
All right, another message to Midnight. Do you think we should head back to the lake and look for this Bluto?
I'll reply I think we might have our man, considering the person also stole an entire cask of Vistani wine.
That's entirely possible. So do we head back to the lake then?
As you
I
guys
think we should
look
double
back
back.
towards the lake, give me some
Okay.
perception checks. To see
I
if
should
you-
still have an advantage up
'Cause
there
this
on
is-
the charts.
This is about
Do
half a mile
do I
out.
have an advantage?
It's about half a mile out and down to the lake. So it's a ways away. Midnight advantage, midnight advantage, midnight
I got 9.
disadvantage, midnight advantage, Mira advantage.
Yay!
I got a
Thank you,
9.
whoever
Do
gave
better,
me
please.
advantage.
I'll mark my advantage.
16.
Oh,
I
there
just
you
did.
go. Mira!
Okay, so Mira, you do see something like a disturbance in the water. It looks like it's hard to tell. It looks like there's a boat or maybe 2 boats on the water. It's like getting that reflective thing going, so it's hard to tell. It's not bright, but it's just, it's hard to see what's what. But you do see It looked like something came out of the water for a second and then went back down. It's a bigger boat maybe or something. It's hard to tell.
Well, that doesn't look good. How far away would you say that it is, these boats?
Probably like a half a mile from where you are. Like,
so that's definitely more than 120 feet. Okay.
Yeah, it's like basically the same length as the town, to get to the water, like, or twice that thing. So it's like looking across two towns of Valaki to get down to the water.
Wow, I have excellent eyesight.
Yeah, it's like very small in the distance. It's hard to tell what's going on, but you can sort of see that there's like some boats moving around there, and something disturbance in the water came up, like something much bigger than the boat.
So we know there's a bed.
There's definitely something going on there. I think maybe we should hurry.
Sprint time.
And then they're gonna.
The guards see you guys running away all of a sudden. Hey, where are you going? Hey,
we know where he is.
What'd she say? I don't know. I don't know. I can't wait for the festival tonight, eh? Yeah, I'm gonna get so drunk.
I keep hearing in my head like chink 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 as midnight cuts along.
That's perfect.
Where's my running boots? Where is my running boots noise?
Mira, like, running stealthily, like you can hardly hear even a little stone on the road. Even your toes are moving around it, so to prevent the stones from making noise when you walk or when you run.
Yeah, that holds.
Clink, 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 clink.
Basically, let me get like the run noise.
Actually, just for fun, we could use some of these advantages. Chris and Cole, you guys are now in the boat heading towards the water. You could make me some perception checks if you want to use your Cole has a disadvantage.
We're heading towards the shore, right?
And yeah, you guys are heading towards the shore. And Mira and Midnight are now running towards the shore from the town. Cole, you have a disadvantage, so you can use that now if you want.
You said perception?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta use that disadvantage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Chris,
that would have been
wow.
Great. But, Chris didn't have disadvantage, so Chris gets a nat 20. Cole
gets a 13.
You've got water dripping in your ears still. It's running through different parts of coral and, like, through your armor and everything. It's making dripping sounds everywhere. But, Chris, you didn't jump in the water, so your ears are clean, and you hear choom, 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 coming from towards the town.
If he strains hard enough, he can see it too.
Sounds like some sort of artifice contraption running towards us, like a wagon out of control.
Yeah, as you turn around, you just see a dust cloud behind Midnight. Mira beside her, trying to like keep her quiet.
Alright, we got a solid anime moment going on.
Just Naruto sprints.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you draw your sword, Midnight?
Just like draw the sword going, ah!
That's awesome.
There is no quiet, there's only ah!
Meanwhile, Mira's just like running next to her and like. And when we get within about 120 feet, I'll cast message to Chris and be like, "Is everything okay?"
Yes, I just yell back. There's a giant monster under the water. We're trying to get... It's chasing us.
There's a
things are not all okay.
Okay, I'll turn to Midnight and go, "There's something under the water. I think they're gonna need a bigger boat."
Oh, movie reference.
I think we're gonna need a bigger boat. Okay, so yeah, you guys are all met up again. Relatively, the message spells have gone off and you're in communication again. And you see that Arabelle is in the boat. You don't know that it's Arabelle, but you see a girl in the boat, getting out of the boat with Chris and Cole. And Cole ends up. You see the girl start to cry.
Oh, okay. And then Mira sees the little girl start to cry, and she'll go over there and she'll be like, hey, it's okay. Everything's okay. You're safe now. We're gonna take you back to your dad. And she'll comfort the little girl.
Can you move me back to the lake map?
Sure. Yeah, you guys are probably on the lake now, I guess.
Well, I mean, because that's where we're supposed to be.
Yeah. You've got Arabelle and Midnight and Mira have shown up.
Cole is going to wade over to whatever that is floating in the water. And assuming it's not a kid,
it's a doll.
It's a doll.
It's a doll.
And I'm going to pick it up and carry it over to the little girl. Little girl, I was just kidding. Is this yours?
Susie! And she grabs the doll.
Fetch? No, I'm kidding.
You wouldn't be that evil.
As this is going on, Mira will look at Cole and be like, we really got to work on you saying you're just kidding. I don't think it means what you think it means. Apparently, I'm just full of movie references tonight.
That's awesome. So yeah, you guys have Arabelle. She's now under control, not crying. She's got her doll. It's very similar to the doll you found in her little cabin space there. A sackcloth doll. It's not a Blinsky. It's not a high quality doll. But yeah, the girl is with you, and you can do what you like now.
I pick up my pack and I pull out the Strahd doll and say, look, I have a doll too.
She almost starts crying again.
Hello, little girl.
Cole, go over there and Mira will pick up the girl and start walking back towards the Vistani camp.
Fine. Cole will put his puppet back in the bag.
She said she was held captive in that man's shack or along the lake bank. I'd like to look at it and see if there's anything. I don't know. I feel like there's more to this. What would motivate somebody to do such a thing?
The guards at the gate.
Cringe away from that cabin when you get close to it. She doesn't want to go back in, but she points to the one. Points it out to you.
I'll go with Chris.
If you go in, yeah, then you basically, it's very scarce in here now. It's a very simple room, just a 10 by 10 type of thing. Little cot in the corner, like a 2-level sleeping section there. And it looks like ropes on the top bunk where the girl was being kept for a few days. She was chained to the bed, sort of thing. And there's some scraps of some wolf meat that's cooked and stuff, like some bones and stuff that are up there. Looks like she was being fed wolf meat for a few days. And this guy was sort of maybe hiding out here for a while, maybe. I
mean, he's a pretty bad fisherman if he's making wolf meat.
There seems to be all kinds of fishing lure stuff strewn about the room, like little fly rigs and things like that have been...
Oh, is there like a tackle box and a fishing pole?
Yeah, there's a couple of fishing poles.
I mean, he's not going to use it.
There's a couple of fishing poles. There's a tackle, like a small little thing with a bunch of lures stuffed into it, like a pin cushion.
Any dynamite?
Wait, a bunch of things with a small thing with pins stuffed into it?
Like
a
pin
little
cushion.
doll?
with
Oh,
lures
pincushion? Okay.
that are shoved into it.
Oh, all right. Great. Well, is there any sort of pertinent information as like to why he would do such a thing like this? Any journals or writings
Taking a look
or
around the room, like a really close
conspiracy
look at everything,
map?
you do see that there is a like a etching in the wall, like a knife etching that says something like the curse, a few places around the cabin.
Oh, I think that says a lot right there with just one word.
He
Was
sure
there anything
does
you
like
wanted?
the curse.
Yeah. Is there anything you wanted from this place? I think I got all I need.
Are there any weapons?
There's some fishing hooks,
Just a really crappy looking knife
paring knife.
used to fillet maybe.
Was he
Cold one.
desperate enough to use dynamite to kill fish?
He probably doesn't even know what dynamite is.
Okay,
He
That's
is
it.
not that intelligent.
that is it. I'll stick with Chris. Wherever he goes, I go.
All right. Well, let's meet up with the rest of the crew. I'm sure they want to get back to camp.
So yeah, you guys are heading around town to go to the Vistani camp
Nope.
again, or
Yeah,
all right,
I think that's the idea.
let's do that then.
Yeah, like on the way back, like, well, I guess I'll bring up that the guards did say that this guy has caused or attempted to burn down some buildings, say he wanted to end the curse, such and such.
So you tell the
Basically,
guards
he was
that?
cray-cray.
You told the guards about what happened?
No, I told the rest of the group about what the guards told us, about what he did.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Paul races in and says, "Look, I have saved your daughter, and I couldn't have done it without the help of my trusty sidekicks."
Oh my god, Arabelle! And he just, like, all the facade of this leader that was like a brave guy or whatever, just gone in an instant. As soon as he sees his daughter, he's blubbering, crying. Aragorn is actually looking at him like, you know, like, I'm glad you brought her back, but like, you know, like, really? Like, you're gonna cry?
You're embarrassing
You're-
me.
Like, you gonna cry
Bear
about it?
will hand over the daughter, and she'll say, "Don't forget your promise. We brought her back safe. You owe us payment."
Yes. Yes, thank you. I mean, what did we agree on again?
5 vials of that potion. 6 vials. 6 vials of that potion that gets us out.
Yes,
And it
I
better
will.
Through
work.
the mist.
Yes, get them whatever. Get them whatever they want. Yes.
And 6 horses.
And Aragorn's like, all right, come with me. And he walks towards the cabin, or the locked up wagon. And
Aragorn is cold.
I would like a certificate of ownership for these horses.
yeah, sure. That
So it's not called into question again.
what? Did you have a problem?
The Baron. He tried to take the horses.
Oh yes, okay, I see what you mean. So we can find our horses with the Baron then. Okay, I know what's going on. And while he's unlocking the lock from a key that's on his belt, he does one lock and he does the other lock. They're big locks too. They're, you know,
Lee,
pretty beefy.
could you speak to these horses and find me one with a good name?
Chris.
Who's Lee?
Is
Chris? You mean
oh,
Chris?
Chris. Sorry.
Mr. Barrelman?
All right.
I got mixed up. Is Jasmine one of them?
I don't know. Let me ask.
What did the horses say?
Trevor is one of them.
Trevor.
That's the one you talk to. There's Lucinda.
Is there one named Jennifer?
He likes the J names.
I asked that. Is there any horses named Jennifer?
No.
Ah!
Roll a d20. 11 to 20, you find a horse named Jennifer.
So while they're perusing the selection of horses, I'm going to be casting a new spell that I recently had a revelation of while I was sleeping.
Nat one.
There's one called Tum Tum as well. Find steed.
Permanent horse. Permanent
Right on.
war horse.
So is it a pony?
It's a war horse. It's
can be a pony, right?
celestial. It can, but it's gonna be a celestial war horse.
Okay, so explain this to us. What happens?
So basically, Midnight's just watching them look at, kind of like picking through all the different Vistani type horses. But Midnight's kind of over in an kind of openish space near them and starts casting a spell. Like mist interlacing around the hands, like doing, I guess, some verbal chanting and all that. And after the spell kind of finishes casting, out of the mists that was generated from this casting, a white and, I guess, blonde-haired warhorse kind of just appears.
It stands
like right in front of
majestically.
Midnight. Yes, and the language it will be able to understand would be Celestial.
Is this permanent?
Until it dies, and then I can resummon it again if it dies.
Oh, you are so lucky.
Mirror will
I
look
would have
at-
went with the elk.
Elk ain't gonna hold no Midnight.
Oh, that's true.
Warhorse can hold Midnight. So the horse is in fact intelligent, and it knows the Celestial language that allows me to talk to it. So
Mirror looks at this horse that just randomly showed up and is like, no more James Baxter?
I figured I wouldn't put my burden on a more corporeal horse, since I think it was struggling carrying me a little bit. Now kind of converse with the horse in Celestial and like ask what its name is.
Well, do you have a name you wanted it to be, or?
I have no idea. I'm not good at naming animals. What's a good Celestial horse name, Greg?
Okay, white with
Ingrid.
golden hair.
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah,
white
right.
horse, golden hair.
Silver.
What should our horse name be?
Silver.
Yeah, let's see what the chat says. That's a
Yeah,
great
chat,
idea.
what should I name my Celestial horse? You
can
guys get to pick.
your favorite chat name.
Horsey
and-
McHorseface.
That is
Horsey
suggested. I will
McHorseface.
pick it. If
That
someone
is a
types that,
brilliant-
that is being picked.
I think that's the name. that might be
Church
the
says
name.
Peter.
Anyone else?
Peter.
Spread
Midday.
Midday. That's pretty good, actually.
I like midday.
That's perfect.
Brentley, we're going with yours. It's midday.
Nice.
But its last name is McHorseface,
Midday McHorseface, yes.
if you want to be formal. Okay, so Arabelle walks out of the wagon there, seeing a majestic white horse standing beside Midnight, and does a little double take. But he has a box that he opens up in front of you, and you all see there's 12 vials. They look like 2 rows of 6 vials, and they're kind of stoppered with like gourds, and the box is a very ornate looking box, and so he pulls out 2 by 2, pulls out 6 potions, closes the box up, locks it again, slides it into the wagon, and then closes the door and locks it up, and he hands you guys the 6 vials, and he goes, "Well, thank you very much. You can go now whenever you are ready. Yes, I'm sure you will enjoy the festival. These potions you should take when you are in the mist, at the edge of the mist. They should get you out anytime you like. thank you for your service. Please, if you do come across Orwin, let him know that I am very interested in the gem that he is in possession of. So.
Oh, I will. And just remember what I said about if you find Orwin.
Very well. I do not like, but I understand.
And I got my bill of sale, so the horses are ours. Chris, did you find Jasmine?
No. There's none of them here are named Jasmine. There's one named Jade, though.
Jade?
Mm-hmm.
What's she look like?
She's single and ready to mingle.
Long flowing hair. Just the cutest ears.
Mount up, big boy.
Nice legs.
4 of them.
Sturdy.
What about her tail? I do like a horse with backside.
Okay, like tail and backside are different things. I don't really understand, but she does have a tail. I mean, she's right here. Jade, this is Cole. Cole, this is Jade.
Hello, Jade. How are you doing?
Hi, Cole. She's looking at you with big fish eyes.
I'm just going to try a thing here, and I'm just going to place my hand on your shoulder and try to channel the energies that allow me to speak with animals. Just tell me
see trees of green, red roses too.
I assumed you didn't need to do anything to get that, and you heard her say, like, "Hi, Cole." But Cole, you hear like, "Ah."
What's her favorite thing to eat?
What's your favorite thing to eat?
Hey.
I think it's gonna be oat hay.
No,
it's hay. We're in luck. I think there's some hay right over there.
And Cole will
mushed veggies and hay.
Mushed veggies? I checked to see if this horse has teeth.
It does.
Does it have teeth?
Okay, I'm gonna. I assume we get riding gear with these horses, right? Saddles and.
Just a basic saddle.
Huh.
They're more made for pulling wagons, so they don't really come with saddles. There are a few makeshift saddles that are put around in the area.
Wait, we got the draft horses?
Yeah, that's all they have is draft horses. There are some really nice horses that are separate from the pile of other
Those
horses.
are the ones we're picking from. We saved the guy's kid.
They do
I can
not
just
give you
summon
those
my own
horses.
war horse.
Well,
do
we
not
have 5 horses back in town.
Palomino. Is that how it's pronounced?
They don't know that you have their horses. They assume the King's Guard has them. Or the Baron's Guard, sorry. That's what you've told them. So they're okay with giving you guys horses to get you out of here and back on the road. They say, you're welcome to come by again anytime. But we are so happy to have. And Luvash is giving you guys praises and saying come back anytime, and Arabelle is saying good luck on the road, get out of here, have a good day.
Is there a mule among them? We'll give that to Krim.
No, there's no mules.
And you'll just see Midnight over there with her majestic looking horse, just like talking in Celestial, if anyone knows that language, to the horse.
Mir will come to the group and say, so are we leaving? I mean, we came here to help prevent a tiger attack. Do you think we've done that well enough?
Well, they know it's going to happen, so they're on guard about it.
And we know that it's going to happen during the festival. When is the festival?
Around midday?
Probably like
so
3 hours from now, at the most.
All right. Well, why don't we just wait here and just see if anything happens?
I'm good with that plan.
Maybe we could just wait and see if the singular tiger comes, then ambush it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Great.
where we will end this week then. As you guys decide that you'd rather wait around for a tiger than do anything else in town before the festival. So
I'm gonna make sure Jade is in a safe spot though. Ain't no tiger eating my Jade.
War horse is ready.
that's what the wagons are for. They're you know, they don't really fully believe you that there's going to be a tiger, because most of them don't even know what a tiger is, and some of them have seen such things, but they, you know, it's like saying a dragon's going to show up, and they're like, you know, but a less dangerous one, like the rarity of a dragon, and so they're just like, okay, sure, you know, tiger, you know. But they do. Some of them do look like, you know, well, okay, we'll stay on our guard, and you know, I'm sure it'll be no problem. We're well protected here. And so yeah, they sort of brush it off. But you see that there's, with all of the ones, the forces that they had out there, looking for Arabelle every day, there's easily 4 times the number of troops here, encircling these wagons and in the homes than you had assumed before. Probably like a camp of 50 people or something, maybe even 100 people here, and so it's quite a large force here that when they're fully stocked. But yeah, we'll stop there for now and give you guys another week to brood before the festival. So have a great week, everybody. Lots of stuff happening next week, so make sure you tune in. And I'm going to keep all those, I will return everybody's points for the channel tonight that we didn't use, and so you'll have them for next week when they probably will need them a little bit more. We'll see.
And you could
Just
give
a
them
little
all to me for advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Or disadvantage.
Josh.
Thanks, everybody.
DM
Thank you,
disadvantage.
everyone. Bye. Thank
Bye,
you for watching. We love you. Live long and
Bye.
prosper.